Hey y'all, it's your girl Cashe Arrielle. You are tuned into the Ship and Shop. This is our 4th episode, and we have some guests today. But first, we'll go ahead and introduce the co-host.
It's me, Mama V. Yes,
I cannot.
I know.
Okay, and we have 2 lovely guests today. So, which one do you want to go first?
All right, well, thank you. My name is Melanie McNair. I'm the owner of Illustrious Beauty. I am a licensed esthetician. I do makeup, I do facials, I do full body waxing. Grand opening for Illustrious Beauty will be sometime at the end of March, so be looking out for that.
Okay.
But yeah, just here vibing with my fam.
Okay. Yes.
Hey guys, this is Demichi. Well, you know, it just depends on the day. I have many businesses, okay?
Yes.
So, but no, seriously, I am the face art. I'm a certified makeup artist. I work for MAC Cosmetics. And I'm also a stylist. So I do fashions and all that thing. So photo shoots, magazines, I've done them all. Runways, been on every stage and cover.
Yes.
Come on, yes.
A lot of black excellence.
Thank you.
To start off the new month that is approaching us, you want to know if it can hear you?
Yeah.
It can hear you.
Uh-huh.
You don't have to be elevated.
I talk loud, so I ain't gonna be all up on it.
No, you good.
Okay.
So, today we're just going to just cover a few topics like we always do. So before we get started, we wanted to ask our guests, if you had a superpower, what would it be and why?
I know mine.
Come on, Meech. I gotta think about it. Go ahead, you tell
Because my
yours.
favorite TV show was X-Men, so I always wish that I had like a superpower. And considering that Storm is one of my favorite X-Men, I thought, I think that if I had a superpower, I would love to have the ability to change weather and to transform to into different things.
Come on.
Why would you want to do that?
To transform into different things? I just thought it would be cool. Like one day I woke up, I just said I wanted to be
A chameleon.
that. Or I woke up one day, I said I wanted to be a cheetah / a man, and I could do that.
Okay.
And if I wanted the sun to shine all day,
Come
Come
on.
on. I like it.
Yeah.
I like that. You know what I think when I think about is okay. So I'm a control freak, which is not really that great. But if I could do anything, when I think about superpowers, I think about like I Dream of Jeannie.
Yeah.
You know, I remember she used to like was I Dream of Jeannie or was it Bewitched?
Yeah.
It was Bewitched where
With
she
the
used to
nose.
twinkle her nose.
Yeah.
Real quick. That's the one I think of because I get impatient a lot and I just want things to move. You know, if I could do something like that, that would be my superpower. I would be like Bewitched. I would kind of just twinkle my nose and like, let's get busy. You know, let's get into it. So yeah.
What about you, Ma?
Ooh, if I had a superpower, I want to be the invisible woman. I would want to be able to pop up any place at any time. That's what that's my superpower. That's what I would want.
Why you want to pop up on people?
Right.
Because it seems
Because
like
it seems like I could pop up on you right now. No, you get me out.
Don't start.
No, shoot.
No.
I said what I said. My superpower would be an
Because you got
invisible
them squinty
woman.
eyes like you looking to bust somebody. Anyway.
I'm looking to bust you.
No. My superpower, what would it be? I don't know. Be able to create longevity for everybody. I don't know.
You so sweet.
I know, right?
Yeah, look at you so sweet. That's she want everybody to win.
I would
love
want to just create longevity, whether it's life or if you needed more time, because we only get 24 hours in a day.
Correct.
Which to some people is a lot of time and to some people is not. Like myself, I just be feeling like I can never get nothing accomplished. So just having longevity would be
like it.
What I'll have that superpower to get to
So
people.
what would you do? Show us, like, would you use your hand? How would you give it?
How would you show up invisible?
Let me show you really quick.
Turn the light.
Turn the light. Turn the light. I'm going to show you. Would you use your hands? I mean, how would you give that?
I don't know. You don't need your hands to do it.
Oh, your eyes.
Maybe.
Okay, I'm just asking. Okay.
Like you know, like I dream with Jimmy with the boom, get you together.
Sit there, don't you say that. We have one person that's not going to be able to come back to the show already.
How you gonna get me out?
Come back
Here.
Okay, y'all. So the first topic we're going to get into, because you know, a lot of people is always complaining about the dating scene. So we just want to know, you know, who should pay on a date depending on who initiates it. Do you feel like if a guy initiates a date with you and says, hey Mel, I want to take you out on a date, he should go ahead and pay? Or do you feel like if you were to slide into a guy's inbox like, hey, we should go out sometime, and then he finally lets you know when he's available, and then he basically keeps his hands in his pocket, like he's not about to give the money because he feel like you initiated it, so you should pay? So what do you think?
I feel like if I initiated the date, I wouldn't have a problem paying for the date. If I jumped in your DMs and said, hey, I think we should go out sometime, I honestly would not have a problem paying for the date. But understand that I will also be the expectation, because if you jump in my DMs and you want to take me out, I expect that you're going to plan the date. You might want to get in touch with me, know my interests and kind of find out, but I expect that you're going to plan the date and actually have something for us to do. But if I honestly feel like if I would do the same, then I'm gonna do that for you. Well, let's go out sometime. I'm very old school in the sense that I do feel like a man should pay for the date, but I also feel like if I'm jumping in your DMs and I'm ready, I'm prepared to do the same.
Okay. What you think, Mitchell?
Well, I mean, the way I was raised by my mom, and me not knowing my dad, I have a lot of dads, so that's 3. So, but they've always taught me that regardless of who initiates, the man should always take care of the bill. Because it's just, I think it's what's the word I'm looking for?
Proper etiquette.
It's like almost like a man opening the door for a woman. It's chivalry. So, like my mom knows that if I'm with her and if there's a door that needs to be open, I'm the one to open it. Like she literally steps back and let me open the door. And it should be that same way when dating or going out, that
I agree.
The woman shouldn't have to be concerned with how much the bill is or how much this lobster is.
Okay. Lobster.
I mean, I love that type of energy, and I'm definitely with it. I just think that if I do it, I would just say I'm really not the type to jump in your DMs, to be honest. Like, that would probably never be my scenario to begin with. But if that were the scenario, I would not have a problem with it. But I definitely believe,
why wouldn't you jump in somebody's DM? Just curious.
I don't know. Maybe it's my own fear, or
Are you scared of rejection? Okay.
Or maybe it's my own fear of rejection or something like that. But I don't know. I've always just felt like, I feel like me initiating and jumping into your DMs now leads to the chase. And I don't particularly feel like I need to be the one chasing, or necessarily not so much a chase, but pursuing. I truly believe in a man pursues what he wants. So if he has not pursued me, then I might not be what he wants. Now, granted, he may be afraid as well, but I genuinely just feel that way. If you are not pursuing me, then I may not be your cup of tea, and that's okay. But so I'm not going to initiate that. But so again, that initiation probably would never come from me. But if somehow, some way, I decided to jump in someone's DMs, then I would be prepared for that. But then that's hard, because then I feel like that sets the tone for the relationship. Does that mean that you feel like I'm going to pay for all the dates? You know what I mean?
I think you overthinking it.
I probably would be.
You overthinking it. No, but I used to be that way too. But I'm going to let you answer, then I'm going to go.
I just feel like, to me, it should be half and half. You shouldn't be the person that always pays, just like I shouldn't be the person that always pays. I do feel like if I initiate it, quite naturally, I'm gonna pay. If you initiate it with me, I feel like you should pay. But I think the problem would come with that would come in with me is that if you always got your hands in your pockets,
baby, that's gonna be a problem.
Or I forgot my wallet. if it becomes a pattern and I see it, then yeah, I do have a problem with it. But I feel like you said, I believe we were always taught that the man is supposed to open the door, the man is supposed to give flowers. I don't believe chivalry is dead.
Correct.
I just believe it's just a new generation of people, of men. But I just think, like I said, I think it should be half and half. You pay sometimes, I pay sometimes. Or, and not only that, if I pay, you leave a tip.
I can roll with that too.
But I also think though, like with this is so 2021.
Yes,
because we talking about DMs, inboxes. Don't nobody go to happy hour no more.
No, right.
I guess we're in pandemic, so you can't really go to happy hour anyway. But I mean, for me, because what if a man? So say y'all just make an agreement. It's no one sets up a time to go on a date. Y'all just say, let's get together, let's hang out. Are you cool with that? So then what happens? Are y'all, because it's mutual.
Well, it's mutual. So
I think
one can pay and one can lead a tip. Or I don't know.
I think that's something that needs. I think it needs to definitely be discussed and set straight before the date. Like, it needs to be said. You know, I don't mind me personally. When I go out on dates, I'm gonna just go ahead and answer the question. So me personally, I feel like if I ask a guy out, then I'm expecting to pay. So I'm definitely gonna make sure I have my card or my money on hand. However, if he decides to see me reaching in my pocket and decide to say, no, put your money up, I got it, then I'm all for it. But I do feel like if a guy asks me out, it shouldn't be, oh, I pay for my food, you pay for your food.
Right.
I remember when Rob had showed me this video of this guy. He was on like Instagram or something, and he basically was like, he went out, he asked this girl out on a date. He had been in her inbox numerous times. She kept shooting him down, ignoring him. She finally let him take her out. They was out, and when the bill came, he said, oh, you can take care of that or whatever.
Wait a minute.
Right. And so she was like, excuse me? So he was like, well, I'll take care of mine and now you take care of yours. So her thing was, you didn't ask me out and beat down my door for you to take me out, for you to tell me now I got to take care of my own tab. So then he got upset talking about how she was so washed up, and he just wanted to prove a point by bringing her out and stuff. Like, he just was really bad. It went left so quickly. He got up and left her with the bill.
The point probably was that he didn't have enough coin for the both of them.
Oh, there you go.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, if you hit her up, you should have been the one
prepared. Correct. That's how I feel. If you're constantly in my inbox, I feel like you're prepared to take on this date. I will say this though, I am one to full and wholeheartedly believe if your finances aren't in order, I have a standard that I feel like you should meet. And if I can't meet that standard, then I'm going to take myself off the dating scene because I feel like I'm not meeting the standard that I'm setting.
Now, let me tell you about this one other incident that I was in before with an ex. This happened last year. So, I thought I needed a tire. My mother laughing.
Already.
My mother laughing, but listen, I thought I needed a tire. I really didn't need a tire. I just needed some brakes.
Okay.
Or rotors. It was one of those. I'm not car savvy. Who cares?
Right, whatever.
But the point is, we was in the car. We was getting ready to head somewhere. He like, pull over here to my friend's tire shop.
Okay.
I'm gonna get your tire. I was like, no, I don't need you to pay for my tire, because mind you, this was only like our third date. Right. I'm like, I don't need you to pay for my tire. I'm like, I could pay for it. Do he have Cash App? Because I don't carry cash on me. I only carry my card and my Cash App.
Right.
So long story short, he went inside. He come back out, and the guy comes in, put the tire on. We was getting ready to head to a date. So he comes back out. I'm like, what's the guy's Cash App? He's like, oh, no worries. I took care of it. I'm like, okay, whatever, thank you. But before I could say thank you, he was like, you could at least say thank you.
Damn,
like,
give me a minute.
And I'm just like, whoa, wait a minute. I was gonna say thank you, but we was in another conversation when he first got back into the car. But then we get to the ice cream parlor, and you know, I'm in my mind, this is how I think. I'm like, well, he took care of my tire unexpectedly. I'll go ahead and I'll take care of our ice cream, because what is ice cream?
It's
That's
ice
nothing.
cream. Yeah.
So as I'm getting ready to pull out my card, but he's going into his pocket as well. So I'm like, you know, you want me to take care of it? He like, do I want you to take care of it? She laughed because this is a true story. Like, he like, do I want you to take care of it? He like, y'all women kill me.
What?
And I'm like, excuse me? Like, even the cashier lady, now she looking confused as well, because it's like, what are you talking about? He like, I just bought you a tire. Now he want the whole ice cream shop
to know he
bought me a tire prior to us coming. So that right there just set the tone for me. I was like, I was done with it, because I have my hand ready to pay for it. I mean, like, come on now, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what type of women you're dealing with when you're dealing with them.
But see, that's the thing. I don't think that a lot of men come into the situation knowing what type of woman they're dealing with. They come into situations with their past experiences and believe that all women, the stereotypical things of that all women are going to meet the same thing that I'm, that I'm thinking of. And I mean, yes, it can go both ways. But the reality of it is, we all need to come into new situations with a new mindset. Be open and understand that this woman may not be like the rest of the women.
So when he made that statement, y'all women kill me just like a woman. That's what he said, just like a woman. And so I asked him once we got back to the house, because I was quiet the whole time. Because Capricorns, when we salty, Misha, you know, we get on mute. Because if we say something, we gonna hurt your feelings. Yeah. So I'm just like, I'm gonna be quiet. I ate my ice cream silently, roll home silently. I didn't say a word. Okay. When we got back, I asked him, I said, what did you mean by just like a woman? Like, what was that statement about? And he was like, oh, it was nothing, I was just saying. And I'm like, no, when you say just like a woman, that means you're categorizing me with other women you've dealt with. Because typically a woman my age, you know what I'm saying, they wouldn't have reached down in their pocket or been willing to go half and half at all. Because women my age in this day and age, they looking for a man to take care of them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that's not me. Like, you know, so I was just like, what was that statement about? And, you know, from there, it just kind of he wouldn't give me an answer, but I already knew what it was.
So I asked her, I said, well, you want mama to go out there and take the tire off and give it back to her? We can put on another tire. You know,
just like a mama, but that would have been
because I feel like this. It was your choice. Now, I was going to pay for it, but I told you I didn't have Cash App. I was going to pay for my own tire.
Yeah, but
cash, whatever you didn't have it. You didn't have it. Let's be clear.
I had the money.
You had the money.
I didn't have the cash.
Right.
But however,
card and the Cash App.
I don't know. And I think like it all depends on how you raise. My mom raised us to be independent and not have to depend on a man. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? In certain situations, yes.
It can be.
But at the same time, she taught us how to take care of our own business. Now, she didn't teach us how to change tires. Let's be clear. She didn't teach us that. But
I'm done.
When my baby came home and told me that, I said, oh, honey, we can take the tire off.
We'll figure it out,
honey. I got a donut in my car.
We got YouTube. Baby, I can do anything these days.
I got YouTube. and you can give him that tire back. But I think when he put himself out there to basically show, oh, I'm the man, then you should have acted like you was the man, and all of that unnecessary stuff should have been.
But I also think that, just add on to what she was saying, that it wasn't him doing it from a place of I really want to be a help. It's from a place that I need to show you
who I am or what I got,
and it's like a facade. It's like to get your
it's a flex.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like a flex move.
Yeah,
because it's not. He didn't genuinely want to help.
Correct.
No.
But because he was there and you were a woman.
But this the other part though that was funny though, Michi, because he didn't even take care of it. Because when we get ready to get to the ice cream shop, the tire shop calling, asking where the money.
Girl, good day.
So it was like, you didn't even take care of it. Now it looked like I done rolled off
with a tire.
He probably should have stuck to the ice cream bill.
He probably should have. That was his
budget. But it was a used, listen, but it was a used tire. So that's why I didn't understand.
I'm gonna get you some used ice cream.
But see, that's the thing. I'm not.
If you gonna go hard like that, let it have been some all 4 season tires like I bought myself.
Some brand new tires.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So don't try to come at me about no used tire that's like $40-$50.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, come on now.
There was
still an issue.
Unpaid.
Yeah. It was still pending.
This payment was
probably still is pending.
Okay? While he flexing at the ice cream shop, the tire payment is still pending. Chill out.
So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you gotta kind of pipe down. But all in all, like I said, I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? If you reach out, if I reach out to you, I don't mind initially saying I'll pay.
Correct.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Or at least offering. Now, if you say as a man, no, put that up, I got it. I'm cool with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool either way. But if you are like that man was beating down this girl inbox, let me take you out, let me take you out, and then you see the bill isn't what you couldn't afford. Now you want to be dogmatic and be like,
I don't even understand, like, what was his purpose? Like, what point were you really trying to prove in that situation? You done beat this girl door down, like you want to take her out, you want to, you know, you want to date her or pursue her, and then when she finally says okay, now you like I really don't understand his.
Because
I'm gonna tell you what,
was brutal.
No, that's what I was going to say. His problem was when she finally said yes. Oh, I'm about to give her the same treatment that it took her for me while I was in her DM.
Okay, so now you need to grow up.
Exactly, he needs to grow up, but at the same time, he called himself trying to teach her a lesson.
But you're not teaching me a lesson, because at the end of the day, maybe I didn't think you were my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's not. That doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It
Right.
doesn't mean that
we just don't
might be my person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's where people kind of get this thing wrong. Just because I may personally reject you, it does not mean that you are a bad person, that you are not dateable, that you're
not enough, you're not worthy.
Like, it doesn't
just
mean any
means
of those things.
We don't vibe.
We don't vibe, or it's not a vibe that I'm willing to check out.
Right.
But sometimes it happens like that when you keep coming. It's like, let me see what this about. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I don't know what I might be turning down my husband, being for whatever reason. So let me go ahead and just stop and let me go ahead and see what this about. But then you get men like him who trying to prove a point.
Right.
And it's like, this is why we continue to say no. Because what was your point, sir? You're trying to prove a mute point, because at the end of the day, I'm like you. I don't care. My parents taught me that if I'm going on a date, I can afford wherever I'm asking you to take me. I'm never coming on this date broke.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You understand me? So even you leaving me with the bill, I might have been up these sets. I might be upset, but let's be clear, I can still walk out of there paying that bill with my head high. And you're going to have to deal with that karma, sir, because the BS that you just pulled tonight was unnecessary.
Very much so.
I always carry, like I said, I always carry my own money, because you never know, you might get hit with I ain't got it, or my card ain't working, or something of that sort. So I just make sure I have what I need.
And unfortunately, in this day and age, so cute. And in this day and age, there's a lot of perpetrators.
Yeah.
Like me working with the public at Mac, we see a lot of different things. We see the men that are the drug addicts that want to treat their women to whatever, and you have the men that once they see how much Mac costs, they be like, oh, so do you really need this primer? Then you start deconstructing.
Yeah, I need the primer.
So I need either you got it or you don't.
You don't.
That's right.
And my thing is, do the research if you're going to try to
research
because
first.
Understand, if I buy Mac, I can afford Mac.
That part.
I'm not going to ask you to buy Mac when I can't afford Mac.
And let's throw this out there. Mac has quad pay now, honey.
Hello, Afterpay. You can do Afterpay. You get $50 a month.
You got Afterpay now.
There's no excuse. Let's be clear. There's no excuse now.
But here's the thing, though. I want to make it very, very clear. Women are not asking you to come out of your pocket and out of your budget.
That's right.
Real women are asking to be treated like women. Okay?
Yes.
I don't have to go to a 5-star restaurant, order lobster and shrimp, and have all these extravagant things that they say is upscale. A walk in the park and a picnic is, I promise you, it's good for me. So if you don't have it and you really want to date me, understand that I'm a very simple woman. You don't have to spend thousands, hundreds of dollars on a date to impress me or to feel like you need to do something of that matter. But I like simple things. I really want to know who you are to begin with anyway.
That's it.
So this date really doesn't impress me because you could have spent $500 on this date and be a pure asshole.
That's right.
And I don't want no parts of you.
But that's the thing about today. People don't really know how to date today.
They don't. They don't,
because they get what they see on Love and Hip Hop, and they consider that to be dating.
People like the showboat. People like the showboat, and they want you to feel like at the end of the day, that's just like how people get married. They put all this money into a wedding, and then and then you after the wedding you broke. That's just like dating. You don't have to, like you said, spend thousands of dollars. We can go to the movies. We can, like you said, have a picnic. We can. It's time. Time is important. It's not that you can take me to a 5-star. That's nice that you can, but that's not it. And like you said, I'm trying to get to know the real you. Stop. Don't put on the real front. You spend all this money on this meal, and then you go home and your lights is out. That's your choice, right?
That's that Snapchat and Instagram filter that they live through those Instagrams.
And that to me is just so like stop. But again, I am the type of person, like I said, when I can't meet my own standard, I'm gonna remove myself from the dating scene because again, I'm not a bill or a burden. I am the asset. And understand if I want you to bring something, I mean that's the truth. If I want you to bring something to the table, understand that the table I have is fully.
Something, honey. That's right.
My table is fully set up with the things that I'm asking you to bring and meet me with. If they are not, then I'm gonna go ahead and step back for a minute because again, I do believe I am the woman and a helpmate. So if my man cannot if something happens to that man and you are mine, I need to be able to pull that weight.
That's right.
That's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying?
If you really want to flex, be creative.
Baby, come on. That's the biggest flex. Be creative with what you want to do.
But also this. You have to also learn, like I said, this is the thing, when I was young, I was 19 when I had my first kid, so I was in a relationship for a long time. Like, I didn't know what the dating scene was like.
Right.
This was straight out of high school. So, when I finally did get back on the dating scene, I think I was about maybe 23 or whatever, 24, and I'm 29 now, so it was like, I'm learning things that I didn't know about then. Yeah. Like, these things probably have been a trend or whatever. I just didn't know.
I ain't know about it.
But I think
that's the truth, though.
But it's like, my thing is you don't have to impress me. You know what I'm saying? Also, learning the person you're dating, learning what they're like. Like, I know in my situation, I'm the planner. He's the buyer. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's our thing. So it's like, I'm not going to expect him to plan because he's not a planner.
He's not
like, you know what I'm saying? So I think you have to also learn that with someone. So on the first date or just in the first couple conversations, because sometimes you should have conversations just to see what somebody's character is before you even go out with them. But some people, they can talk a lot and make themselves look a certain way just by conversation. So that first date will tell you all you need to know. Just certain mannerisms. I remember I went out with this one guy, and it was like that Medea movie. What did I Julia?
I'll never make a fool of you.
It was like that. Stop it. It was like that, and I couldn't get with it at all.
Funny that you said that because I literally been doing that scene all week because somebody's name was Julia on the phone call that I was taking at work, and that's literally when I put them on hold. I was like, Julia, I never make a fool.
Yeah, it was like that.
I'm just goofy. That don't even make no sense.
He didn't know what to order. He didn't know how to pronounce the stuff. He didn't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I get that some people may have been in jail or whatever in the past.
Not jail.
But
don't come for
He said, wait a minute. He said, not jail. Wait a minute.
Well, That was his situation. You know, he was locked up for a long time, so he didn't really know how. He's silly. You're not gonna come for the feminist.
Bitch is silly.
He did his time.
He did his time. He came home, but he wasn't prepared for the world when he came back.
He wasn't prepared for this date. Now, you know, I just feel like if you're not prepared, educate yourself. Look at the menu beforehand. Look and see what the prices are.
Put some effort.
Because you don't want to get out there. You think you about to only spend 40, then that bill come and say 100, and now everybody's shaking the paper.
Because the internet is at your fingertips. Yeah. Menus are everywhere.
You
know what I'm saying? So if you can't afford it, again, impress me with your character. Impress me with who you are as a person, and not about the money
use these
that
fancy
you're spending.
words.
Please
stop.
That you don't know how to
use or spell. And you're using them incorrectly.
Listen,
just be you.
That's right.
That's for everybody. That's just be you.
Do
give him the real you.
Leah said if a dude been in jail, he should really be creative.
That's all I'm saying. Because baby, you ain't had nothing.
Make me a jewelry box.
You ain't had
nothing. Drawing baby. They know how to draw a house.
I'm telling you, the kind of Valentine cards you get be creative enough.
They get 3D
on there.
3D EOS.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm telling you, music box and everything.
But that's the thing. Be creative. Understand that everything is not one-dimensional. Every woman is not one-dimensional. We are not all the same. But again, understand if you have standards, meet your own standard before you try to start taking someone else out. And if you need to reevaluate, if you want to come up, and that's the thing, like we don't have, most women don't have a problem with the let's build a man up. But what I'm not going to do is if you don't recognize your own potential and you don't have goals to meet that potential, I am not going to be Jesus Christ himself to try to get you to see your potential. What you give me is what I'm going to, base my opinion on.
But it has to start with you though. You have to first know what
you have to first know.
And I think a lot of times and not even saying with youth, just people in general today, I think the temperament and the mentality of people has changed versus 20 years ago.
Oh, yes.
Because people are now about themselves. They're not necessarily about, how can I help
partnership.
you?
They're not. They're very selfish.
You live in a very narcissistic time.
Yes.
So you have to first know your standard before you can even.
Come on,
Leah
that's a word.
Leah said, "Build a bear, yes. Build a man, it's above me now."
Hello, I agree, Leah. It's above me now.
No, but this is my thing with men. My thing is like, why all the time do men feel like you gotta wait on them or you gotta bear with them and be patient with them while they go through their process?
Patient with us.
But they don't want the women. They don't want to go through the process.
They want us ready made,
right?
You know what I'm saying? They want us ready made and ready to be whatever they feel, whatever in their mind they have come up with what a woman should be. They want us ready made, but y'all want us to be ride or dies. I ain't riding, I ain't dying. I don't want to go.
Well, you be the only man in here. I'm about to get beat up.
No, come on. We want the opinion.
But I feel as though women are more complicated than men. Like y'all have more. So we can move on from a situation. Like, so say there's an argument that occurred amongst let's say brother and sister, and it could be a disagreement, something real soft. I could walk away from it and say, okay, we done figured it out. We done made the resolve.
Got you.
The sister is still holding on to. Well, I'm not done talking.
That's a Capricorn, probably.
You stupid.
Me and Richie are both Capricorn.
I would say this. It depends on, like, sometimes I think the misconception is you've come to a resolve, but I have not. So you may have gotten your resolve from the situation, but I've still not gotten any resolve. And so, I'm still talking because I really don't feel like I've come to a resolve or an understanding in this situation. But again, I'm the type of person I don't like to argue. I really don't. I want to have a conversation about what happened. So if you hurt me, if I'm angry, I'm going to tap out for a minute because I don't think clearly when I'm angry, and I'm going to say something unnecessary when I'm angry. So I'm going to tap out, let me gather my thoughts, and then I can clearly, tell you, this is how I feel, this is what you did, and this is how it made me feel. So once we come to that, if we can have that kind of conversation, then I'm okay. But I think the problem is, and the types of things that I've encountered with men is, they want to keep They want to deal with it right then when I'm angry.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, that's not a good look, because I am a complete somebody when I'm angry. It's not a good look when I'm angry, because I'm telling you, I'm not thinking clearly, and I want you to hurt like I'm hurt. So let me calm down for a minute, and so I can clearly talk about that. And then the other thing is that I've encountered is they want to sweep it under the rug. All right, it happened. It is what it is. Like, let's move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, so those are the types of things that I've personally encountered that don't work for me. I am the type that I need to talk about it. I need to tell you how it made me feel. I need to understand where you were coming from, because just because I took it that way don't mean you intended it that way.
And then I think also with men, with us, we're not one to show a lot of emotion and feeling.
Okay.
So when we get to a point where we're done talking about it, we're done talking about it. Like when we're good, we're good. Y'all still have to get y'all point across. Like, and our ears still have to be open to that.
And that may be true. You might be right with that.
Because I think that's the thing. Because with most women, with my mom, if she got something to say,
I need to say
she gonna get it off.
Yeah.
She gonna get it out whether you want to hear it or not.
Because I need to be heard.
Could be 3 hours later.
I need to feel like you heard me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't try to continue on. If I feel like I'm heard in that moment, then I'm gonna tell you 3 hours from now I might still be a little bit mad, but bear with me, because I'm working through this thing. You know, like you said, sometimes we are more emotional beings, and so it takes us a little bit of time to kind of come down off that emotional ride. But a mature woman who I feel like is in touch with who she is and knows what, you know, where she wants this relationship to go, can come down off that ride a little bit quicker, because she knows her man as well. If I know me and I know who I'm dealing with, then some things don't even really need to be talking about, because some things I can look at and be like, all right, Mel, you and your feelings. You and your feelings about some stuff that I know that he didn't mean it that way. So let's come on off this emotional ride and understand that he's trying to give you something, and take the point and not take offense.
Now, sometimes I could get on my own nerves. Like,
that's true.
Real.
That's true. I get on my own nerves.
And then I'll be looking for somebody to say something, but I don't know what. Like, you know, I'll be mad and I'm yelling and I want to hear something, but I don't know what it is I want you to say, but I want you to say something, but whatever you say ain't good enough.
Right.
So I just be like, so sometimes I have to sit back, and I guess it's just a part of me getting older. Like, I be having to look back at myself sometimes and be like, okay, Cashe, you doing a little too much. You overreacting.
But the fact that you can come back and say that, it's a maturing process. Everything ain't going to be perfect. Every argument is not going to, be a, let's sit down and talk and, kumbaya. It may get heated a little bit, but you have to be in a relationship with a person that we both can come back at the end of the day and say, you know what? I was in my feelings a little bit and I overreacted about that thing. And you know what? I'm sorry, babe. Let's,
that's
understand me. That's where the maturity kicks in. But that's where a lot of people, period, don't take the time to heal from things. If you are healed from something, then you know that this may be a trigger, but I can kind of maneuver, because
you can work through it.
I can work.
Stop trying to go through all our questions right now.
My bad.
She's trying to do it.
I didn't know the questions, but I'm just speaking like these things are like you know how that goes. Like, when you're in a healing process, and I want to be honest. Listen, you may have to be patient with me, because there's going to be some things that may trigger that you do that may trigger something in me. That trigger a response that I'm like, okay, wait a minute, babe. Let me. This is a trigger point for me, and you may not even be doing anything out of your norm or anything on purpose.
You're being healed even now,
baby. For real, you gotta go through that healing process, But that's the thing, people don't heal.
They don't.
People just move on. So
that's the thing, and I think people go into relationships not fully healed, and then whatever pain they felt in the last goes right into that next. So it creates a cycle.
And
that's toxic.
Very much so.
Some people, this my thing. I feel like you definitely should, if you toxic, own it.
Please
stop acting. That's where that narcissist come from. Because what happens is it's like, you toxic, you're doing things that's toxic, but then you like to play victim or play delusional or confused as to what you got going on.
And that could be male or female.
Yeah, and you know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly what's going on. And then another thing that leads you to being toxic too is you taking things from your past situation and trying to slap it onto your current situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lie, I used to be guilty of that when I first started dating.
Me too.
I tell people all the time, I went through my future phase a couple years ago. Because I mean,
Just real
I had to be
toxic.
free. I had to do what I wanted to do because me and my children's father, we were together for so many years. Like I said, that was like my first situation. I was a family oriented woman, so I didn't get a chance to date. So when I tried to step out and date, I just was like, okay, I'm gonna just do whatever I want to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was a very toxic situation.
She tried to tell me, babe, you gotta have options.
Oh yeah, I did.
I got options.
And I still say that.
I still feel like you
have
you
options.
should.
Because this is the thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not telling your business, but like with my mom,
like, wait a minute. But you are. Wait a minute.
Turn the cameras off.
So no, because with my mother, with her and dating is this, like, you know what I'm saying? Because this is what I want people to know. Because me and my mother, we very transparent people. Sometimes, even though she's my mom, there's some things that she could learn from me.
Correct.
And things that, of course, I learned from her. So what I was telling her was, like, when you're dating, I don't feel like you should just be focused on one person, because you get all your feelings involved, and this person is over here
doing
with 5 Easter baskets, all eggs everywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying?
If we've not discussed that we're going to be exclusive,
don't get all your feelings involved, because if this person decides to say that they decided to go back to an old situation, or they decided to pursue something else, now you left with nobody. You won't have nowhere to go with it.
That's the joys of dating, though. You should be able to just date.
So here's the thing. So
let's talk about dating and what that really means.
So my mom, everybody knows she has 3 daughters. So my mom didn't. My mom has always been married. So as far as like my mom dating this person, that she never did that, and I think that's why I put myself in a box, because I've never seen my like I said, my mom has always been married.
That process.
So I didn't see that. But as far as dating, I've never been at one. If I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you. I don't like talk. I can't see myself talking to multiple people, because it's just like, I'm like, it makes me uncomfortable. But at the same
program that we've been like, so that's something that's been programmed into us, especially with the purity culture with women, because we feel like that if we're dating multiple people, it makes you whorish.
That's what it seems like. Even though you're not sleeping with these people.
Even though you're not sleeping with those people, that purity culture will get you every single time.
I don't care what the purity culture says.
Cashe be like, you better go. If you better go out on this date.
Because that's the truth. Because we've forgotten what it means.
I'm a rebel. I don't care.
But I don't even think it's being a rebel. I think you really focusing in on what it truly means to date.
This is what I did this time around when I started dating. I put it out there. I let people know, hey, I'm not just talking to you.
Correct.
But this is one thing I think guys need to learn how to do as well, because it don't make you it don't make you a player. It don't make you none of that. I would rather you give me the option to decline than for you to put me into something involuntarily. Like, I didn't know that there was other women involved, or that you had a situation. I would rather you be open with me about that. So that's what I did this time, because I didn't want anyone to feel like I was playing them, or if you see me out, I told you I couldn't go to the movies today, but I'm out with this person at the movies, and we bump into each other. I didn't want it to be an awkward situation, so I'm letting it be known, hey, I'm just to let you know, I'm dating multiple people. This is my dating stage. Does this offend you? Because I don't want you to continue to pursue me, and this is a bothering thing for you, if it's a trigger for you, because I don't want that. So if it bothers you, then we could be friends, but we won't go through the whole dating process.
Because you're not trying to be toxic. And that's the thing. I don't know why things in dating are so secretive. Like that is a mystery to me. Like, I love the truth. Give me my options. The one thing I do not like is to be bamboozled or tricked into anything. That is when you are going to upset me to the fullest. When I feel like you're trying to play me, or I'm trying to,
or I feel like I'm playing the person, the detective, and I got to figure all this out.
Just be honest.
Yeah, just be open and exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think that's where the miscommunication comes in.
Correct. People don't like to communicate. People think that it's supposed to be a secret, but at the end of the day, we're adults, and we are in a dating phase. Again, that does not mean that I'm sleeping with 5 different men. It means that I am getting to know 5 different people to see who is more compatible
for me.
But people don't think like that.
And it's okay if a man is dating 5 different women to see who is more compatible, because at the end of the day, it could be the 3 of us. He could be your person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then he could be your person, but he's dating all of us to see who is his person. It doesn't mean Cashe ain't enough. It don't mean I'm not enough. It don't mean, anything against the other women. He's doing what he's supposed to do, just like a woman should be doing what she's supposed to do.
But here's the thing, though,
to determine who's good for me.
Men don't, not all men, some men, they don't think that because in their mind, they a player from the Himalayas.
But see, that's when you
get
girl, you just wanted to say that.
I did. I've been wanting to say that all day. I didn't say it all day. But anyway.
wanted to sing.
But no, in all honesty, I really believe
he was waiting for that moment.
Yes.
Just player. They gonna hear this on Apple Podcast. I cannot wait.
Most men aren't mature enough to come out and say, hey, I have this situation. Either can you get with it or you can't. Whereas, like Cashe said, hey, I'm dating multiple people. If this bothers you, let me know. But men don't think that way. They think I got all these 5 women on me. It is what it is.
But that's the immature man.
That's the immaturity of the man's mind.
I'm with Cashe in the sense of like I believe people tell on themselves without even knowing that they're telling on themselves. If you truly, I don't bring my representative to any situation anymore. You're gonna get mail all day, all night. No matter what we in, right?
That's right. Let them see you mail. Tell them mail.
This is what y'all gonna get. You gonna get mail.
Sam said that that's not true about the, I guess, thinking that you a player.
Who said this?
So said, what's your opinion?
I don't think all men.
Maybe that's not said situation, but most men.
But if you think about
I would say this the men we've encountered.
If you think about the stereotypical, especially black men, if we want to reference reality shows, because I'm a reality person, I love reality shows. We reference Love and Hip Hop. We reference Real Housewives of any franchise.
Oh gosh.
A lot of the men secretly have multiple women.
They do.
And the more women to them that they have, it's almost like you have a certain type of clout and a certain type of status.
See, there you go.
But you do have men who operate like that, but you don't have. It's not all men. I want people to understand that when we
said that he can't deal with a bunch of women, he don't have that much time on his hands. That's
and
what
I say. Respect that.
I say cheating is a rich man's sport.
Period.
If you can't afford it, don't even do it. Because at the end of the day, these people now, you listen. You
gotta be able to support that.
Yeah.
Not only do you got to be able to support it, eventually you're gonna get confused.
Yeah.
Because you dating all these multiple people.
But see, here's the thing: we're not talking about dating
women
people
have
in longevity.
Men, but we got to be honest,
you know what I'm saying?
This need to be on Hawk's Tales, Jasmine. I hope you listening, because women get conditioned to feel that they should allow men to do this
because they
want to be accepted by the men.
That's that pick me type of woman.
So then it becomes a competition of who can have him longer.
So here's the thing:
who can do this with him longer.
There are some women that don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, they're fine with it. But if that's the case, then y'all might as well have a poly relationship
and just
stop arguing back and forth on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all of that.
It's very weird, but
and just do it. But that's my whole thing. If y'all sign up for it, don't get on their social media complaining about it because you knew what you signed up for when you was doing it.
But see, people, that's the thing about people, the victim mentality as well. So let me clarify what I mean by dating.
Clarify.
Because I don't mean that this should be a long, this should not be longevity. I ain't saying I'm dating 5 different men for 5 years in total. That's some silly mess going on right here. I'm stating for maybe the next year or so, not even, because at this point I'm 39. I know what I'm looking for. I know what I want.
Exactly.
So I definitely don't need to date you for a year and a half to understand if I really want to pursue an exclusive relationship with you. That first 6 months is going to tell you a lot about a person. Not everything, but a lot. So I can knock off a few within that first couple of months to determine this ain't what I want. And sometimes, that's not a longevity thing. If I'm dating to find my person, I'm sincerely looking to find my person. You know, that all that other player stuff, and you know, that's toxic, and we already know that those situations exist. But in mature relationships and mature dating, it's nothing wrong with maturely dating 5 different people to determine who I want to take an exclusive path with.
Can I tell you something? You just heal people with your hands, honey, because you work in your hands. I'm just telling you, your hand ministry it's you know, like, I mean, you giving them life with these hands. Honey,
you know I talk with my hands. Like, all of that is coming.
Baby.
But that's the truth. Like, we're talking about mature dating. Yeah. You're gonna find toxic people whenever you date. That's just the reality of it, because we live in a world, a sinful world, where you're gonna find people who ain't looking for the same things that you're looking for. But again, I do believe that God has never allowed me to be bamboozled. He has shown me the traits, but I ignored them.
He opened your vision.
Listen, my vision has never been blind.
You had glaucoma.
I didn't even have glaucoma. I put on personal shades. You know, I just put the shades on. Like, I'm gonna block that out, because I don't believe I want to deal with that right now, Lord. You know, I block that out because I don't believe that's my boo. You know, I'm gonna put these shades on. That's my boo. But at the end of the day, I've never been bamboozled or played in a situation. It was more so me not looking at the real signs, the red flags of what's happening. That is real talk, Marlene. But for real, like, you have to, if you're truly dating for a purpose, you're looking for those signs. You're looking. That's my first prayer when I meet anybody. Show me what I'm working with. Woo! Show me what I'm working with right now, so I can make a decision as to whether I'm going to continue in this mess or not. But you got to be ready for that, because God don't be playing, y'all.
He showed up.
When you pray them type of prayers, you got to be ready for what He about to reveal to you. And again, this does not make people bad people. It just means that I'm putting everything on the table for you to see, to determine whether you can deal with who this person is.
Because taking it back, like you said, He's going to reveal to you who this person really is. The Bible says, how can 2 walk except they agree?
Come on.
So if we walking together and we not agreeing,
what's the point?
We off balance. I mean, really.
The whole relationship.
It's just like our bodies. When your pH is off,
baby,
your body going to go through some changes.
Come on.
So if we're not compatible, then this is not going to work. The pH in our relationship is not going to be off.
It's off.
You know? Yeah. And I think in this day and time now, people just need to be truthful with one another. I mean, you're not getting younger, you're getting older. So you should have learned as you are
better. No, I'm just playing.
I'm talking.
Girl, you about to get kicked out.
Look, but I'm serious. Like, it's time to stop. Like, if you truly out here, you're really trying to find your mate, and you really just want to, you're really trying to date. Be truthful. Be real. You know, if you're crazy, tell somebody you're crazy. Don't let me come to your house and you got 5 bottles of medicine in here, and you should have told me that before I came to your house. I'm just saying, start being truthful about who you are. Just like if you heavy and you got on a girdle, honey, I'm gonna tell you, it's all suck in by this girdle. But baby, when I take it off, you gonna see the real me. Let's be real. I mean, hey.
But the problem is most of us go into relationships with that girdle on. And we keep that girdle on. And people, then when that girdle come off, you be like, wait, that ain't who I thought you were. But that's what I'm saying. I don't even come with girdles no more. You gonna get every bit of this belly.
You gonna get
the
real.
Whatever you get.
You know, I do believe in my body shape. I don't have it on today, but I believe in it.
I'm not even mad about that. But like she said, honesty is key in all of this. And basically, what we're boiling down to is be mature in your dating. And be for real. If you're sincere in looking for your person, believe it will come. But pay attention. Pay attention to them flags. Understand that they gonna be there, because people telling themselves, I promise y'all, without telling on themselves, they say things that let you know who they are. They do things that let you know who they are. And we just have to pay attention and decide, they showed me who they were. Is this who I want to deal with? Because we all got flaws. It's about what flaws we can deal with. That's it, and that's all. So mature dating is a whole total different topic. You know, you're going to have that toxic portion of it, because again, that's just life. But in mature dating, I feel like if you're really sincere looking for it, you'll see it.
So y'all understand who should pay for the date, who don't. We
Right.
can talk about that.
Baby, if you don't, we want to take some of these emails hands. That hands, because baby, listen. You gonna take them hands.
We done went through it all.
We done went through all
Just to
kinds
get
of
back
stuff.
to
Who gonna pay for this date? Who paying for this date? That's it.
I'm telling my spirit, somebody is on a date right now.
And know who gonna pay for that date.
Who gonna pay for that date?
But understand me clearly. If you pursue me, you paying for that date. Don't come playing with me. Because if you don't pay for it, understand it won't be a second one. That's that.
all right, y'all. So then we want to get into the topic of friends with benefits. Is that a thing? Should it be a thing?
Ooh, I want to.
Oh, you got to be a strong
let
mamma
me-
jamma to
let me
have
see.
to deal with friends with benefits.
Oh.
And I say that with all sincerity. You have to be in a place where you understand that this is my friend and not my man. We are not exclusive. So understand that them benefits may be being shared with somebody else.
Let me tell you something.
So you got to be a strong man. I remember I had a friend who liked this guy, right? And she wanted to be friends with benefits. And she'd be like, but he don't cuddle me afterwards. Baby, this is friends with benefits. This ain't no relationship. You may not get cuddled afterwards. You can't.
Not only you ain't there gonna get cuddled, he probably gonna tell you to.
What you about to do?
Is your car outside?
What you about to do?
What's going on?
So in those types of
exactly.
relationships, you got to understand that what you signing up for. If you're not ready to
that
deal
you want
with
to be
that,
friends with benefits if you really don't, because she talking about she looking for cuddling. Baby,
that's a relationship.
That's not what you do
That ain't
when you in friends with benefits.
Come on.
Wait a minute. First of all, she should have looked at her benefit package.
She should ask for the premium package.
Hello?
She got the
basic.
bronze.
She got the
Baby, you should have.
when she was looking for the platinum.
She should have asked what come in this benefit package, because I'm telling you,
Listen,
when you play around with
always
stuff,
the bronze
let me
package.
tell you something.
That's just the thing that you should expect.
Right.
It's the bronze package, period. Don't expect no cuddling. Don't expect no dates. We are friends with benefits. And understand that even if y'all decide to go outside of that realm, it still don't mean that that's your man.
man, that's right.
That's where we get caught up. Until
Until a man say I'm your man,
he ain't
not
your man.
So
listen.
anybody who's watching, if you were confused, I'm here to tell you. If he does not say I'm your man and also you're his woman, because he could be your man
and have a whole other woman.
and,
too.
right. If he don't make it
like to do
exclusive,
that.
he don't tell you that straight alone.
That's
Y'all
right.
are exclusive. It's a one-on-one thing. That is not your man. So don't get upset if you're doing wife quality things
he didn't ask you for that.
girlfriend
Let me tell you,
material
But you
things
got.
back.
But if you're friends with men, I can't even talk. If you're friends with benefits, maybe people don't understand what that term means.
Come on,
So let me
come
tell
on,
you,
Michi. Tell me
come
what
on.
it means.
No,
That ain't
whatever.
it.
Okay,
Mama V.
What? What y'all not gonna do is shade my name. That's what you're not gonna do. Matter of fact, let me get them the hint. What they not gonna do is give me shade on my name. That's what they not gonna do. But here's the thing: the friends with benefits, somebody is gonna get hurt.
Yeah, that part.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Because feelings
Because
are
I'm the feel exactly because guaranteed while you giving your all to this person, you're starting to get feelings.
But whose fault is that?
I mean, it's that person's fault. But at the end of the day, you should know what's in your benefit package.
That's it. That's it.
And that's it. And am I telling people to go out here and have friends with benefits? No, I'm not. But you also got to know what you're getting into. Also, you also have to know that while you friends with benefits, you friends with soul ties, because the same benefits he giving you, he giving them same benefits, and he didn't upgraded somebody's benefits, because it's always an upgrade to the benefits. So he's upgrading somebody's benefits, and you giving your cookie, your nookie to this person. Talking about friends with benefits, baby.
But I'm gonna tell you like this though, that may be a phase in somebody's life where that's okay for them. I'm gonna tell you, I went through that phase, and that's why I can tell you, you got to be a bad mamma jamma to deal with that, to deal with friends with benefits, and you got to know when to call it quits. I went through a phase where I ain't want to be nobody's woman. But you know, this is what I wanted to do. And so when the feelings started to occur, I got ghosts. When them feelings started to because I'm not meant for that type of stuff. So when the feelings started to occur in that friends with benefits situation, I had to ghost you, or I had to disconnect. I had to do whatever it took to save my sanity. Because that's the problem. People feel like I started in this friends with benefits relationship, and so since I got feelings, everything should change. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That is not. No, you're fine, baby. You good?
Go ahead.
That is not how this works. It doesn't work like that. Now, you can have that discussion with somebody and let them know, hey, listen, I know this is what I signed up for. I'm starting to have feelings. What are we doing? Do you have feelings?
Right.
Or do you feel like this needs to end?
It's called
Because
communication.
It's called clear communication. You have to be a mature soul to sign up for friends with benefits, because you never know how that thing is going to go.
But I also think with friends with benefits is from a place also that some people, I'm not gonna say men or women, because I think it's
both.
Some people are willing to take the risk with the friends with benefits because they don't want to let that person go. So if the person is not willing to commit in a relationship and they say, "Oh, let's just be friends with benefits," because I still want you. I'm
so you're going to lower your standards.
That part.
Yeah, so that's
some people that are willing to do that.
But that's my thing. Those are the people who get hurt the worst, because you've signed up for something that you really don't want. And at the end of the day, that's where you have to be. I'm a grown woman and say, I want this man.
Exactly.
But he don't want me. So I'm not going to just take the scraps off the table just to have you in my life, because again, I am the asset. I need people to understand that.
And then here's the thing, you can be friends with someone and not
get them here.
And not be you can be friends with someone and not consummate.
And that's true.
And people don't understand that.
Different type of relationship.
People don't understand that.
We're still strictly just friends.
They rather devalue themselves.
Thank you.
And I feel like he'll stay with me if I give myself.
If I just love him enough, I can change his mind. That's where that thing comes from.
If that man don't want you, if that man is not telling you, hey, going forward, I want it to be me and you. No, you're devaluing yourself. You're lowering your standards for a position that is not even meant for you. And like I said, what comes with that is soul ties. I don't care. Your feelings is gonna get hurt.
They get entangled.
Period.
That's where you call the entanglement. You're exactly right. And people they really don't understand. Miss Deidre Moore said, plenty men say, claim, and even marry women, but treat them like friends with benefits. She said, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You stop. These women have to stop giving these men wifely material qualities. You giving them, so the old saying is, basically, why buy the cow when I get the milk for free?
Yeah.
So if I'm getting all this for free, no, I'm not gonna marry you. And why he got you doing these free things? Trust and believe that man is out there pursuing who he wants.
He got many
looking
cows.
for who
he got a herd.
He got a herd of cows.
He's looking for who he wants. And when he get ready to drop you, he's gonna drop you.
But that's why I say you have to be a mature soul and understand that that's a part of what you signed up for. Again, like you said, you got people who are devaluing themselves, looking because I love you. I love you so much. And I just want you to be a part of my life. So I'm going to devalue my standards. I'm going to lower them. And I'm going to do this friends with benefits relationship just to keep you here. Because I think that if I love you hard enough, if I show you, I got all these good qualities, that you're going to love me back.
Yeah.
And before we get all these DMs, this is my sister, okay?
I don't like her like that.
People get in your DMs like, I didn't know.
No, it ain't like that.
Don't be in our DMs.
Some people are willing to sacrifice themselves.
Yeah, you're right.
But if you do,
not cool.
It's not. But if you know,
but how many people you see on a day to day?
They do it too much.
I mean, and today's people are so different because there's a lot of people, and it goes beyond relationships. A lot of people are willing to sacrifice themselves for just to have the better. It could be the better man, it could be the better car, it could be the better
job.
money. They're willing to be the sacrificial lamb.
So you rather put yourself through degrading yourself,
double hockey stick,
going through hell.
Where
there's no consistency, there's no accountability. You rather all of this so you can look good. So you can,
or you think you looking good,
think you looking good, so you can have a wet session. No, you have to learn.
Wet session.
You should have been there. You have to have standards, and if that person, that's a man or a woman, can't meet the standard, that's not it. That's not your person. And because somebody that really appreciates you and values you trust and believe they're going to come up to your standard.
But understand that that's okay too. If they don't meet your
exactly.
standard. I think people take it very personal.
This guy, his name Clyde, he said on here, he said older people, I guess he's talking about the friends with benefits thing. He said older people do it all the time. Anyone under 40, nope, somebody's going to get their feelings hurt.
I think you can get your feelings hurt over 40.
I
don't think that it's an age limit on that, but I think it's a maturity level on that.
Definitely.
I agree with
it's mentality.
him. I agree that it can be done and it can work out perfectly fine. But people have to know that when things change for me, when this begins to change for me, where I am desiring more from this specific setup, I have to be able to communicate that with you and understand that you may say, nah.
Right.
That ain't what I want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not that it can't work. It works out for a lot of people. I know some people who it works out just peachy for. But you still have to know what you're signing up for.
And I think
my grandma said a wet what?
We're not doing that, Grandma.
We sure not doing that, honey. And if that's all you took from the conversation, go to bed.
Bye, Jackie. We not playing.
Don't talk about my grandma like that.
But I also think it's also you want people that have a standard. Like I think that should be a requirement. I mean, in relationship, friendship, you want people to have a standard because if you're around a bunch of reckless people, that brings inconsistency.
Come on.
And that puts you you in danger.
Come on.
So you will want to date or befriend someone that has a standard. I know that's been a requirement for my friends.
Yeah.
But some people, again, don't have that. And I think it's a maturity thing, like you said.
Yeah. I think some people don't have standards in regular relationships. So,
they don't.
You know, that's just like you said. Standards need to be held across the board.
Period.
But just understand that if you signed up for a friends with benefits relationship, that's all it is.
Yeah.
And don't feel like just because your feelings have changed that the whole relationship is supposed to change. That's where the hurt and the pain comes from. And sometimes you're still going to hurt from it, and you're going to have to heal from that situation because your feelings have changed. But be mature about it and say that it's not his fault that your feelings changed. You know what I'm saying? That's just a part of life, and you got to take that L and keep it pushing.
And that's a part of this situation. You should have known.
You should have known. So you got to hold that L and keep it pushing.
And keep it moving.
That's it.
Life goes on.
Learn from it, heal from it, go on. That's it.
That's true.
We gonna about to send you off because you going there.
Is any of your friend viewers saying stuff? They chiming in?
They were, but it was like earlier in
okay. Hey everybody.
Dwayne said that's Dwayne Michael Jones said that's my sister Mel. Dwayne Michael Jones.
Dwayne Jones. I know that name, but for some reason it's not Dwayne! Hey, boo!
He must got quick hands too.
Yeah, he do. He knows. That's my boo. I had to think about it for a minute. That's my babe. Hey, brother.
Y'all is so crazy. So, so celebrity news. We know that we lost the great Cicely Tyson this week.
Yes. And everybody who needs to know, I am getting a bus, and we're gonna go to the funeral.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't.
No, I'm not.
How we doing this?
How we doing it?
No,
she said.
But can you all recall a movie or
I can.
Or
my favorite,
maybe an interview she had or something that stood out for you?
Yes.
Which one for you, Michi?
Okay, so shoot, I probably have to reference the movie. But the movie, I don't know how old she was. I feel like it was. I know it was when I was a kid. It was when she played the slave. Was she in Roots?
Yes.
And they killed her husband by dragging him by the horse.
Yeah, that's Roots.
That was Roots.
Yes, that's Roots.
I ain't
so
know
that's how long she been.
Baby been.
How old are you, Michi?
I'm 39.
Oh,
Roots been out for a while.
Yeah, it's been out for a while, but
that was our childhood.
That was Roots?
Yeah, that was Roots.
Remember, I can't tell you.
Remember, because it was
always scared of Roots because it was too many things.
Right, but that was her husband, and then he got killed, and then Kunta Kinte was in there.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So that was one of her iconic movies for me. I didn't know it was Roots, but I just remember her being a slave and her husband being killed by them dragging him by the horse, and he died by that. But I also watched the interview with her and Gail.
Okay.
I think they said this was her. I watched it actually last night. They said this was her last interview. Before she passed, and you could tell in her talking, she was very regal. But you could just tell in her speech, her voice was real shaken. Her mouth was, her speech was real slurred. But she still spoke really well, very eloquent. Very, very, very regal. She was very gracious.
Yes.
Mother dressed.
Mother
dressed, and mother kept her face beat.
Yeah.
Beat and that hair
every
done.
time she was in a magazine or
in 96.
yes.
Come on.
And when they said she was 96, now I knew Cicely was. Is it Cicely or Cicely?
Cicely.
So when I knew Cicely was older, mature, but I didn't know she was 96.
She was 96.
Mother looked good because I didn't know that either.
96.
You right.
And she was still busting the movies out.
Still busting those.
I mean,
she
was on a lot of like.
And I'm glad that Tyler Perry. It's like because she's like she took a break for some years. And that just to realize that it was 16 years ago, because that's when he started doing all of those Tyler Perry movies and stuff, when he was actually putting them on film. And he made sure she was in almost all of them.
Part.
And you know,
ain't that amazing?
He brought her acting to me was like, because I may have seen things from back in the day that I just didn't realize it was her in it, because I think they had like this one picture, it's like a black and white picture, but she's laying in the bed, she looks young, her hair is pulled back. And I remember seeing that on something. I don't know what it was.
Right. But
I know that just seeing her, when he put her back out there onto the movie scene, and just seeing her like that, it just, I just loved her. Like, I love
she's like
women.
my grandmother.
Like, she falls in there to me with like Anita Baker and stuff like those are women that I really love. Like, you know what I'm saying, that are older.
She's truly a legend.
She's
truly a legend. My favorite movie was Bustin' Loose. Her and Richard Pryor. That was just another side of her. She had so many different sides to her in acting. She had the funny part of her, and then she had the serious part of her. But what I loved about Cicely Tyson is that, like you said, she was regal, and she never changed. She was always herself. Like, you never caught her in no drama or anything like that. Anytime somebody, it was like, you got Jesus, Cicely Tyson, God.
You know what? She played too much.
She was very, very. She had such a pure spirit.
Yeah.
She talked soft, but she talked with her softness. Talked with power. When she spoke, you knew. The next day, did you hear what Cicely Tyson said?
Right.
She said it so softly, but it carried a weight that would make, like in one of her Tyler Perry movies, she talked to the women and she said, "Women, stand up."
That's my movie right there.
Family Reunion. Stand up and take your place.
Come on.
And she was telling us, even
we are more than our
we
thighs.
were more than our thighs. Honey, we are beauty. We are excellent. You know, she spoke to what women truly are.
Yeah.
You know,
I didn't feel like that was scripted. I felt like that was
from her heart.
So that was my favorite.
That was my favorite part.
Moment was in Medea's family reunion when she did speak that scene where where she called both women, black women and black men, to take their place. I didn't know if it was scripted or not, but I promise you it was something I'll never forget.
It stood out.
So I remember, because I watch all the Medea movies because I was a fan. But when you purchase the DVD, they have like you know how they do like the behind the scenes?
Yeah.
So behind the scenes, they talked about that scene.
Okay.
And they were saying how that was a scripted moment.
Really?
Yeah, it was scripted, but she was just one of those women. She was like a Maya Angelou. Like she just spoke with power and knowledge, and she exudes that. So, but they were saying that in that scene, that the house that they filmed on was it was on an actual plantation. So they were saying that a lot of the actors and even Tyler Perry was very emotional because you can even see it in the scene Maya behind her, like the Holy Ghost. She had like a Holy Ghost through her. You could see it. And they were just saying in that scene, because of how powerful her words were, that it just created emotion. So it just made it really natural. Right. So I can understand why you would think that it wouldn't.
You don't really know if it's scripted or not, because it came so powerful.
It came so powerful, but you can look at the reaction on everybody's face. Was like, oh my God!
Really was contemplating, really taking in what she was saying.
Yeah, it was like they was. How do we say? It hit their spirit, but it was like this woman in charge us. Like, we got to be accountable.
Yeah.
It's no way around this. Like I said, what she said was just so soft, but it carried weight. And I remember that scene so clearly. She said, "Women."
She looked good in that scene.
Did she?
So good.
Stand up and take your place. From what she said then to where we see our vice president now, those words carried over because we are taking our place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We are standing up. You know, we are more than our thighs. You got to know who you are, and you got to know what you stand for. Or you will be out, like she said, out here thinking that's how you get a man, and that's my work. If one of my questions that we were going to do I have to show my body, or do I give them my brains? That's where women get it confused at. You can give them both, but some people don't have that balance. Some people don't have that balance.
Yeah, that's true.
They really don't. They feel like I can get the man if I show them my body, my butt. But after all that, because beauty fades.
Yeah.
What can you give them after that? And that's what she was saying.
Worship was calling you to action.
That's what she was saying. Baby, them hips gonna get wrinkled. They gonna look like a sad cat one day. Their butt gonna drop and them breasts gonna fall. And they're gonna a sad cat. And you gonna have to lift them envelopes up, baby. Because they gonna be because they drop. But she called you to a charge of accountability to know who you are and to know what you stand for. Because they say if you don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. So you gotta know who you are as a woman. You gotta know who you are as a man and present yourself as that
accordingly. And before we move on, because I know we're about to go to the next topic, but like I want to say something about what you said about her voice being soft but powerful. Her voice was always very soft. She didn't have a strong, boisterous voice, but it was the words that she spoke, and it was the emotion behind it that made you take heed to what she was saying. She was one of those people who didn't have to speak loud. She didn't have to be boisterous. You were going to feel her presence just from her entering the room, and you know that even if we can feel that from a movie, if we can feel that from seeing her on screen, imagine the people who encountered her.
She shifted the atmosphere. She shifted. Your presence your presence got to be something amazing to shift the atmosphere and walk in. As soon as you walk in, your presence is felt. You don't have to be loud. You don't have to be boisterous. You say what you got to say, but it's got power. It's got impact.
Moses was one of her faves.
So you think about her. You think about women like her and Maya Angelou and Oprah Winfrey. It's just a cadence in their voice that calls attention to the people. Because even with Maya Angelou, she has a very grisly, heavy, girthy voice. But you can't.
I know. You
cannot turn deaf ear to her.
I'm gonna need you to stop trying to get voiceover. Do you hear her?
I know I can. She make me sick. She make me sick. But that's
awesome. It's just a cadence in the cadence. Because with listening to her yesterday, and she was saying, because Gail had asked her, she always felt that her job as an actress was to use her platform to better black people, to push them forward. And she did that.
Yes,
and a lot of her roles, if you think about a lot of her roles was very inspirational.
Yes.
They were. I mean, I've never really seen her in any
she was particular about the roles that she played.
I've always seen her in like serious where she's leading the message.
And I think
you never saw her
while there was a gap.
You never seen her have
her
to
acting
undress
career before Tyler and then after. I think that he knew that he needed her to be back into those roles where she actually fit. So every role he had her do, she fit that role.
Because even in The Help, she was in The Help too. Because she was the maid.
She sure was.
She was the maid to the white girl. What's her name? Whatever white girl.
Was she not the one that
the younger one that wrote the book?
Yeah,
she was her maid. Of course, but she always played
like
older roles.
She was like her mother.
Yeah,
in that thing.
Yeah, because she said she raised her.
She did, and that proved the point to many things about how black women were with not just our own children, but back in those times when we had to raise, other people's children. But like you said, that was a powerful role for her.
Yeah, and she was even in that role. She was equipping that girl with things to move forward in life.
Yeah.
Come on.
And that's inspirational.
Yeah.
Not only that, she paved the way to show females you don't have to undress to get the role.
That part.
You don't have to come out of character to get the role. You just gotta bring your presence and be who you are. She did it so effortlessly.
I think because she was very secure.
Sure. Yeah, she
And
knew
who
what she
she
was.
is.
And she wasn't settling for anything.
See?
Period. And like she said,
She had a
might
standard.
point to the gap. Like you said, it was such a long gap from when we used to see her acting versus when Tyler picked her up.
Yeah.
And that was probably it, because she was secure in who she
Yeah.
was. And she was probably
Like,
like,
I
I'm
ain't
not
gotta
just
do
going to
that.
take
She
any
not.
old
She
role.
wasn't taking for the
just to
dollar.
make
She
some
said
money.
she had
Exactly.
She wasn't
money.
taking for the dollar.
Right.
She
like, I
had
don't
money.
need
She
to
I'm gonna
do
sit
that.
on this money,
And
and when
so-
the time presents itself,
I'll
I don't
come
know
back
what
up.
it is about Tyler Perry, but he's very influential to me.
He
Like
is.
you know what I'm saying.
He
I
is.
feel that he's one of those people that he don't mind giving you a chance or putting you where you need to be when he feel that other people
Have cast
are
you
Cast you off.
casting you up. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of person that I'm walking
Right.
in and being. Like you know what I'm saying. I love giving people a chance because you have to do that in order to me, that's how you make history. When you give other people a chance to do what they love to do, because not only are you giving somebody a
said she
second
was
chance at
graceful.
something, but you're
Very
also,
much so.
you know, fueling their gift that they have. That can open up other doors. Like Taraji, you know, she even said about him, she said it was times where I couldn't get casted. For a while she couldn't get casted in many roles. But once she did the role where I think she did two movies with him. She did the one
she was
movie
the
where her
auntie.
mother passed and
Yes.
she had the kids, and then she did the one where she played the crazy
Crazy One All
wife.
by myself.
Um,
And then what was the one where she played the crazy little girl?
Who?
Taraji, where she ended up dying.
Oh, she
at the
did she
end.
play in Baby Boy too? Was that her?
She was in Baby Boy.
Yeah,
But
she talking
after
about
Baby Boy,
that,
she really didn't
she
have a
couldn't
role.
get much.
She really wasn't
So
getting
it
anything,
took,
so he picked her up.
acrimony.
Yeah,
Acrimony.
acrimony.
But they was also they were typecasting her too.
Yes,
as
they
a
were.
big mouth, very obnoxious black woman.
Yeah,
If you
really?
think about
They
if
were.
you think
That's
about a lot of
why
her
she couldn't
roles,
get
that was her typecast.
Oh.
They
And that's
always
why
cast
she
her in
couldn't
those
get cast,
roles
because they tried to
But one
pretend
of
like
one
she
of my
didn't
people,
have
hey Lulu said that she stated that talking about Cicely, she stated that she would never play a role of a drug addicted nor a prostitute. She said she did not want to degrade herself in that way.
Exactly.
Because I think with Cicely, she understood that this was a ministry.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
So and you know, with ministry, being a minstrel, you have to be very
Very
cognizant
cognizant.
of what you put before the people.
Yes. Thanks, Top.
And because it has to be able to be reached to all, you have to reach the masses. And I think, like she said last night, her job was to push black people forward.
Yeah.
She was using her platform for that, and I think she did that. And she said, and I think Gail asked her, so what did you want people? She said, what did you want to, when you pass? What do you think? No, she said, what would be your last words to people if you were able to talk to them? And she said, I did the best I could do to help you guys.
Ooh.
And that's powerful.
Yes.
I sat there like, mother,
Come on.
Don't be deep like that.
No, that's good, because Angela Triplett, she said she was graceful.
she was.
And actually she did, because she paved the way, but she showed, you have to look at, she showed you what a standard was.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to waver from this standard, that's on you, because that's your choice.
But she gave us that.
But I'm showing you that you can make it in this field, and you don't have to degrade yourself. You can make it in this field. You don't have to, like she said, be a drug addict or take your clothes off. You don't have to take these roles. You can just be who you are and demand them to respect who you are. That's the thing. People don't. I'm gonna take this role because
It's
this
a
the
coin.
money. It's the money.
But some people,
But it at the end of the day, when you left that coin, that bag, how did it make you feel? Did you go home and feel like, I just degraded myself for this amount of money? Whereas Cicely Tyson, I'm keeping my clothes on, and this is who I am, and this is who you gonna get. If this is not what you want, I don't need this role. Good day.
you gotta.
And what did that say?
Yeah, that's what she keeps
Like
saying.
she gotta think with keeping his clothes on, man.
Yeah, I'm saying.
She done said it 17 times. Keep your clothes on.
I'm ministering to somebody.
She
Keep
got
your
her
clothes
clothes
on.
on.
I don't know if you're getting ready to take your clothes off, but God said keep your clothes on.
And I just look at people like Cicely
Yeah.
and Maya, and Oprah. 'Cause,
Yes.
you can say what you want and what you will about Oprah. Oprah is still an inspirational woman
Yes.
today.
Everybody.
And you may not agree with all that she does and what she says, but she's for the people. She has a heart for people. I watched when Oprah had that 25-year anniversary series.
Yes.
Honey, I stole the DVD set from the library. Honey, it's on my bill today.
It's coming off because of COVID. Everybody bill is carried because of COVID.
It's on my bill today. But that series was incredible because it showed a lot of her monumental moments, like how she did the audience with the racists on one side and the black people on the other side, and the brown-eyed people on this side and the blue-eyed people. I mean, she did some very groundbreaking things just to create
awareness, a conversation.
And it was just stuff like that is groundbreaking. And it's sad to say, in my generation, what generation am I in? Because I think I'm on the generation X.
I think we are truly cast as millennials, because I'm 39 too. I'll be 40 this year, and they in
2000, because you graduated in 2002, 99. So weren't we Generation X? Who's Generation X?
I thought we were Gen X, but they keep telling me I'm a millennial. I don't believe that. But I had to look it up one time. I had to get your phone, because it'll tell you like the birth years, how they did it. And I think, unfortunately, we were cast with millennials, but I do think millennials get a bad name. You know what I'm saying? But I think we are in the so-called millennial.
Because if you think about our generation, like the younger generation, well, I wish I was the younger generation, but unfortunately I'm older. But if you think about our generation, there's no Maya Angelou's, there's no Oprah's, there's no.
They were ours. That's how I feel like I grew up with.
Here all we have is Cardi, Beyonce, and
this is why you have the trendsetters. You have Cashe coming up. You have Sharon Matthews. You have you have all these different people coming up. You have Michi. You have Mel. You have me. You have different people coming up. You have Shanita. You have Tabitha. You have Angela. You have Yvonne Porter. To me, you miss Yvonne Porter. Oh my God! I don't personally know her, but she fits right in with Oprah and all of them.
Accepting the millennials, like, I'm not either, because
look at the years for me.
They out here popping pills and things like that.
Millennials are real reckless.
Yeah,
I think it's the Gen X that they keep saying are the millennials that's doing that. Said Google the years for me. Google it.
Wait, what was they saying about millennials?
He was saying that he ain't accepting that title.
No, I'm saying tell him to.
I don't know what I am.
Tell him to Google it, because I think on I for real
said Google what and then we are labeled.
I think the problem
millennials and Generation X.
So here's the thing. I think the boomers gave the millennials a bad title or a bad rap, but who raised us?
But
the boomers.
But the
y'all
boomers
raised us.
But the boomers and the millennials.
You gotta be careful with your words.
The boomers and the millennials.
Yeah, honey.
The boomers and the millennials got something in common. They was doing a lot of sniffing, a lot of.
Baby, I ain't sniffing. I have not sniffed.
So stop. We're not saying the whole generation.
Not the whole generation. Those traits followed over. They skipped us and went over to the millennials.
You can talk with your hands all you want.
But let's be very clear. Let's be clear. Can say what they want to say about
all type of stuff.
But who raised these millennials?
Well, a clapper must have raised you. Keep clapping. Now,
who raised us? You know what I'm saying? The boomers raised us, but then they mad because we don't want to do what they felt like we should do. I think the boomers have a very different view of the world versus the millennials. The boomers, unfortunately, you all think like, and I'm speaking from experience, from talking to people. 1981 is the start of the millennials, right?
I'm asking him. He just put 1981. 1981 was for millennials or for
That's my
Generation
year.
X. I'm waiting for him to respond.
So the thing about it is, I just think the millennials have gotten a bad rap.
That's
and
right,
I just
Portia.
think that they don't really. You better tell her, Veronica. Portia, I'm just saying, but that's the truth. That the boomers raised us, but at the end of the day, we have a very different view of the world from the boomers because the boomers grew up in a different time frame, and I don't think that the boomers understand that that
he
time
said
ain't
1981. 1981 is the start of the millennials.
Yeah, so that's me.
Well, let's pray. Let's pray for you.
But at the end of the day,
the boomers, like I said,
the boomers
they had
raised
the cocaine,
me.
The sniffing, and
They
all
was.
that.
Baby, I don't know about the cocaine and the sniffing.
What was the 70s thing that they
That's
go
all
to?
I can remember. It's the sniffing and the cocaine.
What was the 70s thing that they
That's
go
what
to?
a lot of the singers back then did.
What was the?
And you want to say
overdose?
Like she saying now that my nose keep running. People are like, she wasn't sniffing.
You know, I'm not playing with you. What was the the hippie thing that they used to go to back in the 70s. Woodstock. Come on now, y'all know y'all did a whole lot of stuff. You may not have, but I'm saying that was a generational thing.
Smoking
Come on, that was when I was little.
So Lulu said most millennials are college educated, which we are, because I am college educated.
That's true.
And they're making 6+ figures. Not yet.
Not yet, but I'm on the way.
I'm on there.
We're on our way there.
But I mean, that is a good fact. But
it's a half and half. It's a split. It's like a zodiac sign. You know how you have, if you at the end of a certain date that it ends, you have the characteristics of both signs.
Yeah.
So that's basically where we are
got
at.
both. You know what I'm saying? With the
and some of us have chose to ignore the more negative part of it and go towards the more positive part of it.
But you're gonna get that in any generation.
Yeah.
But like I was saying though too, the boomers don't understand that the world that they grew up in is not our world. The things that they depended on, we cannot depend on. You know, my father, for example, it was just recently that he realized that jobs don't have pensions anymore.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
And he was like, what?
That's not a thing.
So that's why millennials ain't sticking with no job for 20 and 30 years, because at the end of that 20 and 30 years, we have nothing to show for it.
And if you think about it,
we look and view the world very differently, because we are going to take every option that we have. We're going to look and see. We might stay at this job for 2 years, but if another one is going to put us at the top, we're going to go to that one too.
I think that's the different temperaments too, because my mom, she ain't on here. So my mom is from, I don't know if she's a boomer, but she probably is a boomer.
I think
so my mom is from an earlier age where, you know, they're from the wife being the house mother and raising the kids, and the dad is out working while the mother is raising the kids. But today it's different, because women are more of they're the breadwinners of the family now.
Yeah. And that's sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really
back
is.
in my mother's day, the men were
the breadwinners.
And the woman stayed home and took care of the kids. And my mother came from a family of 13.
Come on. Bless her.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
And that's the truth. I'm telling you, I know people be like, oh, she talk about her mom all the time, but I'm telling you, we were raised in a house where my stepfather raised us, would come every bill. My mother didn't have to worry about anything. She worked because she wanted to work. She didn't have to work. But he showed us what a husband, what a man is supposed to, role he's supposed to play in the household.
Yeah.
These new generation, he didn't move into my mom's house. He went and prepared a house.
Yeah.
That's how you do. These new people now, this new thing now. I'm coming to live with you. No. A man should go and prepare.
I don't even care if he comes to live with me.
No, baby.
Paving the way. Like I've experienced people who come in and they still came in and paid the bills.
You got your way.
You and Mike DeWine's little sign language interpreter. Let me tell you something. Put your hands over there. First of all,
her way is her way. If she want her man to move in or she move in with him, that's their thing.
Right, but what I'm saying is, a man is supposed to go and prepare you to come to where he is, not him. You prepare for him to come to where you are. That's not it. But like I said, this is a new age, a new generation, so things are totally different. But at the end of the day, you have to know, like you said about the pension, there is no more pensions, but like Fidi said, there is a 401k plan.
Yeah.
You gotta know who you dating. You gotta know who your mate
plan is very much different than a pension.
It is very much different.
Like there is the only real benefit.
You don't get as much money as a pension, correct?
You don't.
No, you don't.
And the only real benefit of an employee-sponsored 401k plan is matching. So if you are not with an employer that matches your 401k, then there's no real benefit to being with that employer with that 401k. So that's the difference in where.
But if you think about our time too, also there are so many people that are raising up businesses just so they know that their future is set in some way and secure.
Because we don't know if Social Security is going to be around.
You sure
we don't know. You know what I'm saying?
The
things that our parents are able to depend on, we are unclear if Social Security is going to be there. That may not be an option For
so
us,
you
when
better
I hit
treat your mother
62,
right,
you know what I'm
because
saying?
you might have to
65.
use some of my Social Security.
I'm not about to play with you. She playing entirely too much. But that's the truth. But we just view life in a different way, and I think we butt heads because we tend to be both sides are closed-minded.
Yeah.
And when both sides believe that their way is right, and so you're gonna constantly butt heads because both sides believe that their way is right, and we're not open to seeing the benefits of what the boomers, like she said, they paved the way. You know what I'm saying? They paved the way for us to be independent, for us to do the things that we want.
But that's
so
she said this is Angela Triplett. She said them women have paved the way.
Well, the police department has pension.
I did too. You see, I'm
not about to go be 12.
Them women have paved the way and have showed us how to do it. You have to speak life to your life. Words are powerful,
and that's very true.
It's so very true. And then Tanya also said these young men are not being taught. And most of them don't have any examples to follow, and they don't because the fathers have been taken out of the homes. But you got to look at it too. It's a lot of women. It's a lot of women raising
families by
ourselves. So I mean, there's only so much. I have a 15-year-old son. Hold on. I have a 15-year-old son. And they're
they walked up out that joint. Everybody snatched them.
Y'all seen the part in Medea where I backslapped? Yeah. I have a 15-year-old son. There is only a certain amount of things I can teach him.
True.
A man has to teach them the things that a man needs to teach them.
Yeah.
But as she said, most of these men are either. Some have been taken out of the homes, but some have chosen to walk out of the homes, which has left these young men stranded without fathers to look up to, and so they don't know how to be men.
Yeah,
like I said, it's only
Portia. I like that. Sorry,
don't touch my phone.
No. Excuse you. I'm done.
So you, it's like. We as single parents are trying to play both roles, and we cannot.
It's not possible.
It's not possible because I can't teach my son everything that a man can teach him.
Mm-hmm. And that's true because coming from a single parent household, my mom had 5 boys. So she had 5 boys. I'm the middle.
Yeah.
So my brother David was my dad because one, we looked so much alike.
Oh my God, yes.
And I was everywhere, and my mother worked long hours because she had to take care of her household and her 5 sons. Right? So that being that's a situation for a lot of women today.
It is
because there are some men that choose, like you said, choose to walk away. And then my mother was a person that my mother said we were on welfare, but I don't remember that. But my mother was not a woman that. She didn't want that type of help, so she went out to find and got a job. So she wouldn't have to get that. But there's not a lot of women that seen the struggle. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And until you seen it, you will know how to identify it. Because there's the youth today is different because a lot of them think that it's given to you
easy.
and it's not something you have to earn or work for.
But that's the thing, because I think that's where we sometimes have failed as parents, because I think in all honesty we're doing what we're supposed to do. We want to make it a little bit easier for our children. We don't want our children to have to get it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? As so many people have to do. But in giving them so much, we've forgotten to teach them that this is not free. There's a work ethic that comes behind it. This, like, there is time spent. There are sacrifices made for you to be able to have the things that you have. And that, I think we just kind of forget that part. And I can say we because looking at my children, I've noticed that. My son is about to be 22 this year. So looking at him, it hit me when he was getting close to 18, I was like, man, I kind of missed the mark on that. I spoiled my children instead of rearing them to understand that you can have all of these things, but you have to understand the work that goes behind it, because they take it for granted, because they don't see what mommy had to go through. They don't see the times.
They said the sense of entitlement.
The sense of it, but we've given them that sense of entitlement because we've not taught them anything different. So sometimes we got to take a little bit of responsibility. And when I noticed it, I took my responsibility. And me and my son have had. And he's working through his issues. We've talked. We've gone through that. But you know, it's just the thing of like these entitled kids didn't get it from nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like we love to say, oh, these new kids is entitled, but they're your kids. So where they get it from?
And I think, and again, working at Mac, we get to see it into a lot of different lifestyles and people, different ethnic groups.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
And I see the kids with the J's. Listen, I used to wear J's in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to go get me the new black J's. Them J's are $340 something.
Come on,
they're way more than what they were back then.
They were like, the most I ever paid for my J's was $175.
Mm-hmm. But when you think about it, that was a lot back then too.
And half the time,
it was.
But
I was working hard for it.
But you was working hard and you could do that.
Yeah, but a lot of
that's why I instill in my kids now, like, entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
they
you can never have,
and
you know what I'm saying? They see, like, okay, my mom has this business, and then if I'm not at the boutique, I'm helping other people build their businesses. So that's still another business within itself. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I still work a 9 to 5, not because, you know what I'm saying, oh, I want to work for somebody for the rest of my, but I've been employed since I was like 14, 15 years old. So I have always had a strong work ethic, but I have a passion for working for myself and doing things for myself. So that way, my 9 to 5 is nothing but just paying for expenses
for what I really want to do for my passion.
But you know, it's always good to have streams of income, though. It's
It's always
and that's good to have
the thing.
different streams.
It's like I know people talk about it all the time to be an entrepreneur. Drop that 9 to 5.
Yeah, people say
it's nothing
don't
wrong
do that.
with doing all of it. We're doing everything
all the time. Like all the time, I tell people, do not quit your 9 to 5. You know, a lot of people be like, "Oh, God told me to quit my 9 to 5." It's like, girl, He wasn't talking to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm just being real. It's
that's
the truth.
real.
She said he wasn't talking to you.
Because then I've seen it. I've seen it where somebody have said like, "Oh, I prayed on it, I thought about it, and now I'm quitting my job." And then like 3 months later, they're reapplying for their
because
9 to 5.
Prepared.
Because what you don't understand about entrepreneurship is it's like it's an up and down. You have to really get yourself to a point
you have to get acclimated.
where you don't. You know what I'm saying? You can't start something and just drop that. Like because you have to build yourself up. Starting a business is a lot of work. It's a lot involved.
My mother always say, "Don't end one thing until you get something else."
Yeah. Y'all know how many times I wanted
to
so many times I wanted to quit my current job, but I didn't quit my current, even though I had a business, but my business is not where I want it to be. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else may look at it and be like, "Oh, you
doing good."
No, it's not where I want it to be. I want to be able to wake up every day and see not
money.
$1K for a month,
but
$1K
for that day.
Within an hour.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? On the hour. That's what I want. When I see that, then I'll be like, okay, good. I don't have to do it. Or I get married and my husband say, "Oh, you ain't got to work as much." Then I can focus more on my business.
Correct.
But still have that there to keep putting money into my business. Like, you know, so I just say, don't do it until you have really put in the work. Do not just, now some people, they can do that. They put the type of job, but business they have, they can just drop whatever they're doing and they can go ahead and solely focus on that.
But you got to know what.
But if you got kids, don't do that.
Correct.
Like, you know what I'm saying? When you got people depending on you, don't do that.
I agree.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Shanita said, yes, because my son's father passed when he was 14 and I never even had anyone to even take the time to even help me to help raise him. So I had to slowly rely on my Lord to even lead and guide him. And I used to feel guilty that his dad passed away. And sometimes kids, that might be something that she feel guilty. Okay, his dad passed. I feel like I owe it to him to do this. Ooh, and I owe it to him.
Parenting from guilt. That's a baby. That's a topic in and of itself because so many people parent from guilt, and we continue to create these entitled kids because we are parenting from guilt that we shouldn't even have.
I can say, like I said, my son is 15, and for so long I felt like I have to fill the role of his father. So where he would probably go ask his dad and not get the response or that he wanted, or even get a response that, "Oh, okay, let me hurry up and fix it." But I'm telling you, for the last year is when I really I'm like, I'm not about to keep doing this. I'm not trying to fix something that I didn't create. So I use it a lot now. Hey, you can't put all of that on me. It's something how that child can put a lot of things on you
because we accept it.
And give that other parent a free pass, and it's not. It's. I'm like, no, I'm not carrying that weight no more.
Mm-hmm. Because it's not your weight to carry.
Exactly.
Hold him responsible like you said, for the times that he has failed you, and understand if that's a part of life, it's going to be times that I, as your mother, failed you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a flawed human being, so I'm not going to be able to carry the weight. I'm not going to be able to do everything correct all the time. I'm working and learning through this. There's no manual for raising children, so we out here learning and working and moving through this thing the best way we can. But cut everybody some slack. And I didn't learn that until I had my own children.
But my mother is the most incredible woman I think I know. But she's really strong. But my mother is a true believer, and she not only speaks Jesus, but she walks Jesus, and she talks Jesus, and she lives it out. But I know just seeing her, being a single mom, and my dad not being around, she never said nothing negative about him in front of us.
That's the other thing. And
if we brought him up, which I never did, but if his name came up, I'll just pray for him. and that's what my mother would say, because my mother doesn't know anything but Jesus. My mother
Cashe tells me all the time, and I even do that as far as her kid's father. Don't say anything that would degrade him in front of the kids, or
really don't have to.
You don't.
That's what women fail to realize.
I had to learn.
Character
I don't
is
have
flawed,
to. My thing is, I don't bring up nobody that if
don't
you're not
bring me
relevant
up.
to me. I don't need to bring you up. I don't have no.
The whole thing
if my children ask the question, I say, I don't know. You're going to have to discuss that with him when he's ready to do so. I don't say anything bad about him because I don't have to. That's not even a topic for me.
Correct.
I'm too busy doing my own thing. So I'm not one of those bitter baby mamas or the baby mama that's blowing up your phone or bugging you or begging you.
Right.
I don't do that because I'm grinding like anybody that knows me know that. I don't have that to do.
You don't have the energy. My mom always told us, oh, your phone charging. My mom always told.
It's not charging.
My mom always told us to.
I think it's not plugged up.
Oh, it's not in the plug.
Because mine did.
Can you plug that up for us? My mom always told us. My mom never said anything derogatory about my biological father. She would always just say, "When you get older, you'll see and you'll understand."
Which is the truth.
And it opened. It opened my eyes to a lot of things, because I would always I would always want to try to be that child that I want to be around my daddy. I gotta fix. I don't care who ain't talking to him. I gotta call him. And as I got older, I was like, why? I felt like I was chasing him. And people that know me know I love my father to death. But as I got older, I'm like, why am I chasing him? He should want to be a part of my life. But before my dad passed, he did become more involved in my life, and he became more involved in my kids' life. But I think a lot of these young men out here, and even some of the young ladies that don't have their father in their home, they're chasing after that, which has left them, and it has left a hole in their heart. So they try to find voids to fill it. But these men need to step up and be the father figures that they need, because these kids are suffering. And like you said, they're not learning how to date. They're not learning how to pretty much have standards. They can learn from us, but also vice versa. Some single fathers are raising their kids, so and they're missing their parent. Parents need to step. They just need to step up.
That's it.
And that's the whole key thing. Just because something affected you as a child, you shouldn't bring it into you raising your kids. Generational curses. They shouldn't repeat themselves. At some point, it should end. You didn't like the way it made you feel. It should end somewhere.
Yeah.
But you got to acknowledge it. A lot of people.
You have to acknowledge it.
Generational curses continue because people don't acknowledge those curses, and they continue to move in it as if it's the norm instead of addressing that curse and dealing with it. So that's a hard thing with generational curses, because sometimes people just don't even recognize that it's a curse. It's been their reality.
Portia said, I had to realize real quick that I was starting to parent Jalea from a place of guilt, and she picked up on it and tried to play on that. I had to shut it down real quick. Yeah, you have to shut it down because, honey, I'm telling you, my son, I love him to death. He would try, and now he's at the point he don't understand when I tell him no, and I stand flat footed on the no. I mean what I say. It's no, and it ain't. Don't ask me 300 different ways because the answer is no. Because I feel the same way that you ask me. You have a father that you can ask.
Because they're available. They choose not to do it because they know that they can depend on the parent who's there. And a lot of times they just don't want to even deal with the rejection or the disappointment that comes with that parent who has come. And I get it too, but like you said, I can't continue to take on that weight. That's not something that I can carry. We love to get off topic. I don't even know what the time been.
I was on 2. So hold on, honey. I know.
I'm like, I don't even remember what the question was. We were talking about Sicily, and we done went through a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, we were talking about Sicily, and we went into dating, and we went back into
everything.
But that's why I love podcasts, though, because you could just have an open forum to just talk about whatever. One conversation goes into another. Like, yeah, we come up with like what we trying to get better at, coming up with like a outline of what you want to be. But it helps us to be able to reel it back in, to reset and go back into something else.
So what's our next question?
But this is back. We're gonna ask the guests another question.
Oh, let's see.
Okay.
Come on.
What is something you're obsessed with?
Your hands. It's Mel's hands. She's obsessed with her hands. First of all,
I'm not obsessed with my hands. Veronica is. Let's be clear. It's Veronica. It's Mama B.
She's obsessed with her hands. Yeah. I'm sending her resume to Mike DeWine's sign language interpreter.
Silly. What is something that I am obsessed with? I am obsessed with peace, with finding peace and purpose. I feel like those are things that will open doors to a lot of other stuff. You're so silly. A lot of other stuff that I'm trying to accomplish. For myself, I need to be in a peace. I don't think clearly when turbulence is around, and I get it. That's sometimes it's going to happen. You expect that's life. You're going to have ups and downs, but I try to maintain my peace. Through everything, and I feel like once you know your purpose, once you are living and walking in your purpose, you're able to better deal with the ups and downs of life, or what's going on, or when things come at you. So peace and purpose are honestly 2 things that I am obsessed with.
I don't really have an obsession, to be honest, because there's so many things that I enjoy. I think I'm more so driven to just to be a better me. I am obsessed with my future and what that may look like, because I am approaching a new decade.
Ooh, we about to be 40 this year, baby.
Listen, hope I'm not under somebody's train.
Lord willing, we gonna make it to 64, and it's just gonna get better. That's
just know you won't never have the Megan Thee Stallion needs, baby. after 39, baby.
Don't do me.
You'll have cricket knees.
Listen, I already got them.
I'm trying to get them back. I'm trying to get my babies back, baby.
But I think if we had to use the word obsessed, I think I'm just obsessed with being a better me. Because I understand that I made some mistakes. So, going into this 4th decade, I just said I want to make different decisions and not make the same mistakes. And then I'm the walking billboard of insanity. Doing the same thing, hoping to get a different result. So yeah, I think that would be my obsession.
I'm obsessed with Mel's hands. I think I am obsessed with, I want to say, moving forward. When you get to a place as you get older of not getting the, what happened? Oh, okay.
I was talking about the $2 chargers.
Of getting to a place where you're tired of being where you are. Yeah. I think I have boxed myself in so much, but I am so determined that this year I'm obsessed with moving forward. I'm obsessed with the next, like whatever God has for me. I'm obsessed to go after it, and go after it with a passion and such a pursuit that I'm going to obtain it and I'm going to manifest it.
Come on.
That's what I'm obsessed with.
I like it.
And I think my daughter's obsessed with my March chargers that I paid $1.99 for. That blesses my phone.
Can it bless mine?
Can it
Charge my phone. What am I obsessed with? I don't know. I think I'm obsessed with entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Not only just for myself, but other people. I push that all the time. Mm-hmm. And granted, I know that it's not for everybody. I tell people that all the time, that it's not for everybody. But if you have an idea, it may not necessarily be your ideal thing to have like a business. Mm-hmm. But entrepreneurship can also, you being an author, you being, you know what I'm saying, an artist. It could be so many different things. I don't want people to feel like entrepreneurship means that, I have to run a business, or I have to do, because you yourself could be a business, and your creativity can be your business. So if you're creative with writing, or you creative with drawing, or whatever, that's you being an entrepreneur. You can make money for yourself by doing your own work. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think that's what I'm obsessed with.
Portia says she is obsessed with elevation.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
That's real good.
Next level stuff.
Yes.
Yep. Definitely.
Go after it all, Portia.
For real.
Okay.
Manifest it all, honey.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, honey.
You know what? I'm not going to go there. Okay. So I think that I want to do this one, because we had a couple topics, y'all. So, you ever get into it with somebody after they've done something to you, and then you get labeled crazy or whatever the case may be. So my whole thing is about public disrespect and private apologies.
I don't like them.
How do you feel about it?
I don't like it. If you publicly disrespected me, publicly apologize. Because you had the guts and the gall to do all of that mess in front of everybody. And don't tuck your tail in the closet now and then want to come talk to me. And I'm not saying that it all has to be public, but the same display, the same energy that you gave to the negativity, give to that apology. And that's just how I feel about it. I think it's more disrespect to come to me privately, but maintain that facade of BS that happened publicly. I don't like that, and I think it's fake and phony. So if you're going to apologize, if you were truly wrong, acknowledge that publicly the same way you did with the other stuff.
And I can agree with that, because I come from a church where where my dad always said, if it's addressed publicly, it has to be if you what was the saying? If you hold on, let me get it right. If pretty much, I'm gonna paraphrase it. If you made it public, you have to address it publicly, and I believe that's just true to life, because I understand that. People sometimes they're I call them stunt queens, where they do all these stunts just to get a like or a comment, and because we do live in such a social era where everything is so public, that we put a lot of things, me myself included, with my rants. But I'll put names on it. But I just believe that if you woman and man enough to say it publicly, it should be addressed publicly, and the apology should be public, because I feel like that's the best way to fix it. Because sometimes when you're doing it behind closed doors, like she said, it can be fake.
I don't think it's meaningful.
And it can be read as being shady.
Yes.
And so I definitely agree. I think it's disgusting, actually.
Yeah. I totally agree.
Because it shows you to be a coward.
Come on.
And you live behind the screen.
I feel like if you disrespect me in public, you should come out and apologize in public.
Yeah.
But most people can't apologize in public because of the way they didn't probably talked about you and said all manners or whatever, and made they put their spin on it behind it privately. And so I'm gonna come to you behind girl, yeah, and say, hey, you know what? Apologize. The same. My mother said, where you show out at, that's where you get it at.
Yeah.
And so if you showed out on me in public, you gonna get it wherever we at. That's where you gonna get it at.
And you should correct it.
And I'm gonna correct it exactly.
No, I had to work on that, baby. It didn't matter where I was at. I didn't care if I was in God's house.
I feel you.
I don't, because I'm very big on respect. That's just my thing. Like, I'm just very, very big on respect. I don't care who it is across the board. And I'm all about reciprocation. So however your energy to me is how my energy will be to you. But then I had to also learn as getting older, don't shift your energy.
That's another move.
Because someone else's energy may be off or bad. Why would you lower your frequency? Because somebody else's frequency is low. Because the purpose is for them to bring you down. And Jay-Z also said, some of y'all probably know Jay-Z.
You know
he said, you never argue with a clown, because people that's looking on the outside can't tell who's who. Yep. When y'all both going back and forth. Now, this is my thing, though. I do feel like, if you publicly disrespect me, that you publicly should apologize to me. However, if you do not publicly apologize to me, you will publicly get ignored. Like, when you see me out, you don't have to say a word to me. We don't have an exchange to do. We don't have that to do. Because I feel at that point you don't even respect me enough or who I am, period, to apologize. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's something that I didn't even do wrong. Like, because sometimes people be just making up things you wouldn't even know about. You wake up in the morning, now you like, what? I did who, what, where, why?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel that, and oftentimes people be mad at you for no reason.
Baby.
Mad at you because of what somebody else may have told them. You know what I'm saying?
Doing something,
and that's why the public apology is necessary, because people will go around putting venom on your name, venom on your character, and now they got a whole bunch of people that don't care for you or feel a certain type of way about you because of what was said, because they trust this person.
Correct. And they need to correct that issue.
So at that point you do need to definitely publicly address it and fix it. If you're not able to do that, then like Michi said, you're a coward at that point. Like, there's no, so we can't have an exchange because we're two different people.
Come on.
Two different
people.
And
like what your one follower said, it's about humility.
It's humility, yeah.
It's definitely about humility. If I'm woman enough to bring our beef, let's just call it that, our beef public, then when I find that I was incorrect in whatever portion of that beef occurred, I need to be humble and I need to be woman enough to address that, because I brought it public. Then I need to come, to the same public forum that I brought it to and address that same thing. Be a woman of integrity. Be a man of integrity. And it's not to say that things won't occur. Situations happen. I don't necessarily like to do a whole lot of things publicly, because I also understand that just because you did something doesn't mean that you intended it. And I took it a certain way doesn't mean that you intended it to be that way. So let me talk to you first and see how you intended this before I go, begin to take it personal. But like you said, it shows humility.
But some people get off on stuff like that. They love that public drama.
I was gonna say.
And I'm dramatic, but not that dramatic. Because at some point we have to put away childish things.
Ooh, come on.
We have to grow up and be about adultish things. But I do understand with some people, if like Dad was preaching this morning, he was saying that sometimes you just have to let things lie, and you just have to let them die, because people are not worth that energy.
They're not.
And sometimes you not speaking to them, or you being hung up on the fact of them not apologizing to you, gives them energy. And some people thrive off that. We have a lot of energy vampires out here that's willing to suck energy from you. I mean, it's just a real thing.
This is the truth. But that's
real.
Like she said, though, like I just feel like you said too, though, I'm not going to lower my frequency anymore. I'm no longer going to, if I don't feel like it's worth my energy, I'm no longer going to address that situation. I'm not going to deal with it in any way, shape, or form, because I have no desire to look like a clown arguing with a clown.
Yeah.
And Miss Triplet said prayer changes things.
It does.
I'm telling you, once some people, I've come to learn too. Some people don't know how to apologize. They think buying you a pop, that's apologizing. Just different thing. I'm just saying, some people don't know how to apologize. They really don't.
They don't.
That's so funny.
I'm just saying,
they think gifts
or
like that,
or gestures, or like I see a lot of times on Facebook, speaking in tongues, coming up to you. No, them tongues need to be in English. I know that you apologize. Stop it. But I'm telling you,
please don't do that. Don't. And it's a time and a place for everything. I'm sorry. It's a time and a place for everything for me. So my thing is, don't try to get an audience either afterwards. Like when you trying to apologize to me, don't try to like get an audience. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do and move on. We don't have to have it as a show.
Big shindig.
But then the other thing is too. Know that when you do, say for instance, you're on the other end of it, you may not have known that you did something that publicly humiliated or offended someone. However, also know that they may not be open to your apology, and they don't have to give, and that's vice versa. I may not be open to accepting your apology, and that's okay. You did what you needed to do on your end, close it, and you know what I'm saying. On. If I feel a certain way at the end of the day, that's on me. Like, you know what I mean. So you cannot expect people to be like, okay, high five, let's go out to eat and get tacos. No,
it don't always work like
that. You know what I'm saying, because some people just not like that. It's some people you can't get back from certain things you do. Depending on what it is, you can't get back. You can't get back from it.
But that's just real life. Like you said, it just depends on, like, some things hurt to the core, and I may love you to death, but I can't have you a part of my life, not my core life anymore, because what you did violated me in a way that I feel like a personal friend or somebody who has access to me in that way should never have violated me. It doesn't mean that I wish you bad. It doesn't mean that I want you to do bad, or that I want harm to come to you. It just means that I want you to eat, as they would say, but not at my table. You know, like, it's no harm, no foul. I may accept your apology, but that doesn't mean that the relationship goes back to what it was. And that's another thing that people think, that the apology is supposed to erase it all. I'm not Christ. I still remember. He forget. God forget, and he'll forgive you 70 times 7. I'm not sure I can meet that standard yet. And my feelings get hurt easily. I'm one to understand that, but I also understand that I can, if I know a person and they didn't intend to truly hurt me that way, we can kind of move past it. But like I said, some things hurt to the core, and I just can't allow you to continue. I can't allow you to continue to walk with me personally.
And then you can't be, like I said, you can't be offended if somebody say, okay, I accept your apology, but I can't rock with you no more.
That's it.
You can't be mad that somebody don't want to rock with you. You did something foul in their eyes. You hurt their feelings. You did something that was disloyal, or whatever the case may be. So no, I don't want to associate with you on that level, and I have that right to say so. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean that I wish you bad or anything. It's just that's just not that level is not there anymore.
Right.
We're at a level 0.
Right.
You want to be at a level 5? We're not doing that. Level 0. I forgive you. We moving on. It's no beef. I wish you well, but I just can't associate with you in that manner anymore. That's it. That's all.
That's it.
And people have to learn that. Like, I've been in friendships before where it was like, something happened or whatever. We can talk about it, or we don't have to talk about it. I'm not going to force you to talk about it. You can't force me to talk about it. But I'm one of those people, I like to talk about things because I like to get clarity on certain situations. Like, why you feel the way you feel and why I feel the way I feel. And if it becomes a one-sided thing where you can't respect where I'm coming from, then I'm going to let you say your piece. But then I'm saying peace. Right. That's just that. Like, there's nothing else to do after that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been there where I've tried to jump back into
and it don't work.
The same levels after something that took place with certain friendships, and it's always something that triggers it to go back to a negative space,
because the vibe is off at that point. And it's very hard, and you sometimes, even when you feel like you can bounce back from the violation or the hurt feelings, it's a process that comes along with that. It doesn't mean that we go from 0 to 100, you know what I'm saying, like we were. Sometimes you got to build back up that trust with that person. Build it up, and you got to show them that you're sincere and that I did not intend to hurt you. So let me show you that I'm trying to make this right. You know what I mean? Because everybody is hurt by different things. So whereas I may think that ain't something you should be hurt about, that's fine. I may not be hurt about it, but it hurts your feelings. And if I care anything about you, then I need to work to make sure that your feelings are restored and that the trust between us is also restored.
Exactly.
So Michelle said, "OMG, I forgive, but I don't forget, and I keep it moving, never be
Sometimes
the same."
it's like that, Michelle.
Toya says she likes this type of platform.
Hey, thank you.
Hello. But that's good, because I'm telling you, people violate friendships, and they just, like you said, they think you're supposed to go.
And it could be any relationship. It could be any relationship. Now, honestly, if it's a stranger,
I sure was talking to you. My words all the way up.
well, baby, you was slowing it down. You was slowing it down like Cicely on her last interview. So I was just trying to reel it in for you. But go ahead.
No, go ahead, baby. I'm gonna let you go ahead. Go ahead. My God. I mean, because this is touch. You know, it touched you. I need that public apology.
We still public.
I apologize for cutting you off.
Oh, okay.
You want to finish or what?
No, I'm gonna let you have the floor, honey.
Yes.
I'm gonna be the bigger person.
Girl, you can talk. Leah, be quiet. She's talking about don't be cutting your mama off.
I mean, she cut me off, honey. Cut me quick.
No, I mean, I was just saying that, you know, it's not even just about a friendship. It could be relationship. Now, if a stranger do it, I really don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because there's no feeling behind it. Yeah. I might just be more so teed off at the fact that you got my name in your mouth or whatever the case may be. We don't really know each other. So
what's your point?
But if it's somebody I care about, and that's just with anything. Anytime you care about somebody, something they do that's wrong will affect you in a negative way. Like, you know, if you care about them, that's how you know if you care for someone, right? If you have a certain love for someone, because something they do really bothers you at some point. But they have to have that same level of love or care
for you
to apologize or to fix what's wrong. Because like I tell people all the time, everybody wasn't built on the same things when they were being raised. Some people were built on love, some people were built on survival. So somebody that was raised off survival,
for sure,
you know what? That's somebody that's built off survival may feel like what they're doing is just another way to survive. Whereas you feel like I was brought up on love, so now this is an emotional thing for me.
It's an emotional trigger at that
and that's why I say, like, I don't care what type of relationship it is. You need to learn whoever you're dealing with. Love languages, whether it's a friendship, relationship, or whatever, because that's where the disconnect comes from. Because you don't understand where they coming from, and I feel like if you learn somebody's love language, you can then understand their reasonings why they do the things they do.
Correct.
Portia said, I had to step away from some friendships, and I have no clue what happened. I have apologized and said my piece, and I leave it at that. It's up to the person to accept it. I feel that it takes time, and your mental has to be open to accept.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
Very much true. But like you said, that thing about love and survival is very much like that's.
So let me tell you something.
Thing.
Cashe always say, truthfully, to be honest, I am a very forgiving person. Like, I know she tell me she said I literally, you know, there's Jesus, Cicely, Veronica, God. You know that 70 times 7, that's me. And
Jesus, Cicely, Veronica, God.
You hear that? That sounded good too. Jesus, Cicely, Veronica, God. So I'm a very forgiving person, and I think sometimes people play on that.
Yeah, come on.
And it has gotten to the point where, you know, I had to start like, no, you meant to do that, to where I was ignoring it. Like the red flags, I used to ignore it. But honey, one day God opened up my eyes, baby. No, you intended, you meant it. You know, and you meant for me to feel it. I was numb to it because I was just like, oh, that's just how that person was.
Correct.
And then God was like, no, I'm not going to keep allowing people to walk over on you. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to treat you like you a doormat. You have to start speaking up, and I did. And now, honey, I don't care. It's deuces. I'll pray for you, forgive you, and it's peace out. And it's still deuces. And I love you, but I love you from a distance. I don't have to be bothered with you. We ain't got to go have no Starbucks. We ain't got to do none of that. But my job here is to love you. That's the requirement. That's the requirement God gave me. He said, love thy neighbor as you love yourself. So my job is to love you. I don't have to be bothered with you. You know. But I will pray for you. Oh yes, I lay hands on you. Oh yes.
What type of hands?
No, you know.
No, because you know that
people. I'm telling you, Cashe would tell you, people will try me. People,
I mean, when you have a loving heart, that's just a part of what comes along with it. But you, like you said, you have to learn how to set boundaries.
Oh, I had to set them boundaries.
See, people used to call me mean. I've softened up as I've gotten older, but the younger me, baby, I didn't care.
But you know what that was probably from?
Because I just feel like when you let people, sometimes when you let people fly,
I pray for you on the
they
move.
start figure skating.
Yeah,
they get to doing twirls and all of that. And it's like, at what point are you gonna stop?
Right.
At what point are you gonna stop trying to play me? Because that's what it really boils down to at the end of the day. Some people just, they'll do stuff because they're like, okay, let me see if this what she do when I do this. So they test it. Okay, cool.
She cool with that.
He ain't get mad. She ain't get mad. Okay, so now I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna add this to it this time. So every time they come back to the kitchen, it's a little bit more ingredients. They just keep adding more.
So they keep adding the disrespect.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's how relationships are. Because people, I'm telling you, the more you take, what Sheree said, love the hell out of them.
Leah's gonna say, yeah, Cashe, you was a savage. Girl,
no, in relationships, that's how. When women keep taking men back that have done different things to them, you tell me I'm about to. Oh, if you accept that, I'm about to make the disrespect 10 times harder, and I'm gonna keep doing it, and I'm gonna keep disrespecting, because you keep allowing it. But when you stand up for yourself and start creating boundaries and say, "Hey, enough is enough,"
either they're gonna change it or not.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. But like you said, I think Cashe probably was a savage because she saw her mother was too nice.
Yeah, you know like I never liked
the amounts of disrespect that
she would tell me,
to my mother. So it's like, you're not gonna play me like that. And I'm the same way. My mother, if y'all know my mother, and you know, she'll give you the shirt off her back. You know what I'm saying? She just like that. But it's times where I be looking like, hey yo, you not gonna keep trying her. You know what I'm saying? Because she just has that heart where she's like, they didn't mean
that's Cashe.
It's okay. And you not gonna keep trying her like that. And it also made me learn to create boundaries in my own life. Because you can love people and you can love them as much as you want to, but that doesn't mean that they're going to change their behavior. God loves us all. That don't always change our behavior. You know what I'm saying? So we can't expect that our love is going to change people's behavior. Boundaries have to be set, and when you cross those boundaries, there are consequences. That's just life.
Yeah, but if you keep allowing it, they're gonna keep doing it. They're gonna keep doing it. They're gonna, like she said, they're gonna keep adding on
disrespect.
Yeah,
we're not gonna keep disrespecting.
No, we gonna no. And this is the year of the no disrespect.
Come on.
So you got
PSA. Go ahead.
What
PSA?
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, huh? Right, because as you can see now, I'm about to lay hands on her.
Lord,
ooh, in Jesus' name. Thank you, Sharia. Right.
That's funny. Silly.
But seriously, you people have to understand that you have feelings, and like you said, that public disrespect should be, that public apology should be just as loud as that public disrespect.
It should. And if it's not, I feel like again, it's real shade, and you intended that.
And you intended it
to cause
and now
I gotta get a show and to have people rally around that mess because you like that type of drama. And when your apology is real meek and real quiet, you want to tuck your tail. You know what I'm saying? After 2 days, or
what they say,
behind the scenes,
throw rocks and hide your hand.
Ooh, I don't like that.
And let's get out of this. I won't, because see, I'm the type of person, if you doing something out of order and I know both parties, I'm gonna check you you right then and there.
Period.
Because that's what social media has created. They have created the bandwagon, the back and forth.
We not
you know what I'm
that.
saying? Or sitting back waiting to see, oh, what he gonna say? Oh, what she gonna say?
That.
Like, you know what I'm saying? No, if you know both parties, you know they better than what they doing or what's going on. Cut it off at the door. Like, there's no need to be going to grab some popcorn in a seat to see what's going on, because it's like we at some point we too old to be talking about, well, that's just how I am.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
You can make a decision to be nice.
That's it.
To change.
Or you can make a decision to be evil.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
People make those decisions every day.
And some people, and you know, they always say misery loves company. And unfortunately, there's a lot of miserable people out here.
Baby. And that's real. Oh my gosh. What's the new saying? They be like, today you woke up and chose violence. You just woke up and chose violence today. And people just be out of pocket. You just literally woke up and
just woke up and like, I'm gonna be real disrespectful today.
Disrespect. That's
I'm gonna be real disrespectful today.
Come on.
And it's like, at what, like you said, when do maturity step in and say, hey, I'm gonna handle this in a different manner?
The amount of people who lack that type of maturity is astounding.
Sure.
Because that requires self-accountability. And a lot of people do not want to be accountable for their actions. They want to be able to do and
say
like
what they want.
That's just how I am. Well, just how you are somewhere over there, because I don't have that type of energy here.
Exactly.
You know, we're self-accountable over here. When we mess up, we apologize. We fix it, because that's the type of energy that we want in our circles. We don't need the negative energy. We don't need the show stopping. We don't need the bandwagon. And we want genuine and real and sincere people in these circles. If that ain't how you are, go ahead and piece yourself out.
You know, the boomers used to say, you can kick rocks.
Come on. Bye, man.
They be smoking them too.
I don't know what these boomers said. I don't know what these boomers said.
I am done with the two of y'all. Y'all play too.
Baby.
What is our next question?
We're going to do our last topic, and then we're going to do our motivational quotes, and we're going to be done, because we've been doing a lot of talking today, but it was so good. This one is just a simple question. You know, if your ex warned you not to date someone, would you listen to them?
I don't know, because you got some exes that are haters. And then you got some, not all exes are bad. You know what I'm saying? Some people still have friends. It just didn't work out between you. I'm the type of person, you can tell me about a movie and be like, oh, this movie is bad, but until I see for myself, I have to see the movie for myself to say whether it's good or bad. That's just like in a relationship. You can tell me all day long, but let me see. Because you could be telling me something out of your own personal feelings.
That's true.
That, okay, that could be that you're trying to be like, okay, well, no, they shouldn't talk to this person. It could be that you want to talk to that person. You don't know what the person's agenda is. So let me see for myself.
So I think that's what
they want to talk to the person.
That's what
I'm just saying. I'm just saying that could be.
Want to talk to the person?
It could be. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying vice versa in a role. I'm not saying that you. I'm saying it could be.
Play with y'all.
Girl, I'm not.
I think that's hard.
She stresses me
because,
out.
like,
I'm just saying. Why would your ex want to date your person today?
I'm just saying in a scenario, honey. Not in.
But we don't let me
go. Mel, go on and say what you got to say, because I'm about to snatch this ninja up.
I guess it just depends. It depends.
Baby, you going to sleep because you like this.
What I
back.
feel. No, I'm trying to really verbalize what I'm thinking.
Go ahead.
It depends on what I really think their motive is.
She's funny.
She's silly. Like, what do I really think their motive is?
Yeah,
you know,
see, that's what the thing is.
It boils down to: do they have sincere motives to want me to be better, or are they just trying to be a hater? And like you said, some exes I don't keep in touch with. Most of my exes anyway, so I don't think that I would ever really encounter that. But those, maybe that, like you said, you have an ex that is, we just friends because we don't work, but he not a bad person. If I respect his opinion and I believe that he truly has my my best interest at heart, I will take it into consideration. I can't say that I would fully accept that and be like, okay, I'm not messing with them. Because I'm like you. Sometimes who Cashe was with you is not who Cashe may be with me. Maybe Cashe has grown. Maybe, you know, whatever the situation is. So that's a hard question to...
What's your take on it, Meech?
Yeah.
I wouldn't care. I probably would just talk to the person. Because like Vert said, I would probably have to see what that person is if they're meant to be, if they're even worthy of my time.
Correct.
Because everybody's not worthy of my time. Because there's some people that are out here legit on trash, and I can't deal with those type of people. Now, if you're on trash, then we can't congregate, we can't consummate, we can't even converse.
We can't do none of that.
We can't even converse.
We can't do none of the C.
No, so so I would just say, you know, I would have to take it. I know Toya said I would take it into consideration.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even take it into consideration because at the end of the day, you're my ex. So if your opinion of what I do shouldn't even even have that.
Yeah.
And that's my thing is if you wasn't first of all, how you gonna give me some advice on what I should do with my next move?
That part.
When you weren't even
trying to be right
good for
my current.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't even be over here if you was right. You needed to do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and I think that me personally, I don't even think I would take it into consideration. Now, I do have male friends that I confide in. Like, you know what I'm saying, that I'll talk to and I'll shoot them an example of something that's going on between me and the guy that I'm talking to. Just to see if I'm overreacting or if this is something that guys just do.
Right.
Or, no,
you need to know how you want to address
or
it.
he do, you know what I'm saying? So, I do have male friends for that specific reason. I don't have no need to call up an ex to ask them.
That's my thing. Like, how did I get in touch with this ex?
Or why you...
How did this even happen? Like, right. What happened here?
I get in touch with them. Your number ain't changed that quick.
That's why you break up with the family. If you still in with the family, then that's how.
You know, so I mean, at the end of the day, I'm with Michi, but I think that's just a Capricorn thing because we really just don't be caring. We do.
But I don't think nothing is wrong with that though, because sometimes you need to see for yourself who a person is. And that's in general. That's what I'm gonna say. That's in general. That could be a friend telling you, "Hey, watch out for them," because they may not even have personal experience with that person. They could be basing that off of what they heard, or maybe something that they interpreted improperly. Like, you know, you just never.
Now, if you tell me, hey, don't talk to that person. You see that eye over there? He blacked that eye. Oh, no, most definitely. No, we don't got nothing to talk about.
No, even then, I'm still not going to stop talking to him because I want to know if that's true. Because who's to say that person could be... I want to hear from that person who I got blacked.
It's three sides to
that
every
it
story.
happened like that.
Okay,
but I think also you have to gauge from what place it comes from. Because are they telling you this because they know that this person could possibly be good for you and they just don't want to see
anything.
Right.
If you hit my line after you saw me post a picture, they be like, yeah, I know him, and you shouldn't talk to him.
Dismantle immediately. I'm not even considering that.
We don't even need to discuss it, like because at the end of the day, you ain't called this whole time, but every time I'm talking to somebody,
you got an opinion,
texting or calling or inboxing or whatever,
you just pop up.
You know what I'm saying? So this also leads me to a question. I didn't write this down, but I need to ask this. So if you're dating somebody, right? Do you still remain friends with your exes on social media? Like if y'all were on social media before, or do you go and unfriend them?
Typically, when I've broken up with the ex, most times I've already unfriended them.
Same.
So it's not even a question with my new relationship.
So me personally, unless it's like unless it ended badly or whatever, I don't even worry about searching their name to unfriend them because I don't even care that much.
But that's my thing though. Like most of my relationships have ended bad. Like you my ex because it ended bad. Like I can only think of one person in my entire life that the relationship just didn't work because of, it just didn't work. Most times for me it has ended bad, so I really don't want nothing to do with you. I don't even want you to have insight into my life or what's going on.
Call me Patty Boots. See everything I'm doing, okay? See it all, buddy.
No, because the reason why I asked that is because I might post a picture and somebody that I used to deal with or something they don't comment on delete the couple picture, but they'll comment on the picture of me by myself with heart eyes and stuff. I just think it's inappropriate because it's like, I'm in a situation. So at that point, do you just delete the person or just delete the comment? I delete comments.
I delete comments.
I delete the comments. But if you gonna keep doing it, I'm gonna have to.
If it's consistent, I'm not about to keep.
Because honestly, if they're doing if they're not bold enough to put the heart emoji, whatever, on the couple's page, clearly they're being intentional with putting it on your page. The picture by yourself.
Messy boots.
So and they're hoping that you respond to it so that can start that line of communication.
Yeah.
Portia said at that point you block them.
Yeah, I would too, Portia. I mean, they be disconnected and blocked. Like you said, like it's some people like the Lord said He prepared a table before you. Prepare a table before your enemies.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day,
you've been quoting these scriptures. Hey, come on. But you was in service today because, baby, you've been quoting them, baby. You've been bringing these scriptures down.
You play too honey, the Lord going to have to prepare that table. I ain't going to do it. That's the thing. You won't see the table that I'm preparing. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I'm doing, you won't get it because I allowed you to see it. If whatever goes public and you see my moves and you see how I'm being blessed and you see the things that are happening in my life, it will be because God, I'm big enough now that you're going to see it.
You're going to see it, but you ain't going to be able to eat it.
But you ain't going to be able to eat at that table. So it's just like, I don't really see a point in being connected to exes. It's a reason why we're not together. Yeah. It's a reason why the relationship didn't work. And it may not always be that I'm bitter. I may, you can heal from things and still, again, not want to be bothered with people. Yeah. That's, so I don't think that I would have that type of energy because most times they don't be on my stuff. They be
most times exes be on some.
They be they be on trash
and
They do. They really be on trash.
Well, like I said, I don't be
I cannot.
I don't care what the ex has to say. I'm with Michi. I don't care. But I think that today we covered so much.
Yeah.
And it was a great conversation.
Why you didn't cover should you slide in the DMs? Why you didn't cover that?
Because we kind of discussed that.
No, Mel discussed it. Mel did. Mel discussed everything we talked about, honey. She just went all down the list.
Girl, do you want to slide in some DMs or not? I could tell you what to say.
No, I don't want to slide in no DMs.
She acted like I slid down the list like I knew the list. I didn't know what was going on.
You want to do slide DMs one-on-one?
No, we not sliding.
Me personally, I'm gonna just tell y'all this because I was gonna tell you this earlier. I mean, at the end of the day, when it comes to sliding in DMs or whatever, I'm never the person to do so. I will say I kind of over the last maybe 2 years I've opened myself up more to actually giving people the time of day from social media. Like we may have seen each other in passing, never really was around each other. We may know the same people,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Which is like my current situation. We knew the same people, you know what I mean? But I kind of just put it out there, like, you know what I'm saying? We both kept flirting with each other on pics or whatever. But, at the end of the day, I feel that sometimes you have to go after what you want, and it's not about you being a chaser, because sometimes guys may not. You may have a kind of like a quote unquote intimidating aura where they feel like, well, she know what she got going on.
First of all, I hate that.
Listen, just listen. And I know you may hate it. I do too. Like, you know what I'm saying? However, sometimes you can miss your blessings by having a traditional rule as to how things can go on.
That's true.
Because first of all, especially in this time and age where, everybody is typically in the house, you got a mask on, you really don't know how people look anyway, or whatever. When you out in public or whatever, all you see is their eyes and a little bit of their nose. That's it.
Right. And pray to God they got teeth.
Yeah.
What?
And so, you basically... no ass time for this. You basically, you don't want to... Hold on, y'all. And then this. You don't want to basically put yourself in a box, like, nobody. Sometimes they be like they say, a guy ain't just gonna show up at your doorstep. A woman just ain't gonna show. In some cases, that might be true. They might. It might be the mailman. It might be, you know what I'm saying, the delivery lady from UPS. Who knows? But you don't want to limit yourself to traditional things. I think that if you see a guy liking your stuff and you liking his stuff or whatever, it's okay for you to. You know what I'm saying? At some point, or how I did it.
How'd you do it?
You know what?
Well, this is sliding DM 101. I didn't slide in DMs, but what happened was, you post stuff in your story. If somebody comments, it automatically goes into your inbox. Mm-hmm. So once he commented, I took that initiative to then ask, "Are you single?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Since you're here, are you single? To me, it was the perfect time to ask because you are in my DM. It wasn't for what we were talking about, but you were there, so I used that opportunity to say what I needed to say because I didn't know like if that would ever be a situation because sometimes it'll just be a lot of.
They say you just kicked her off, Mama Veronica.
No,
she said hit her.
I did.
So that was basically my scenario, you know what I'm saying? Now, another situation before this, I also like put my foot out there or whatever. Like he actually did come to my door. He was coming to pick up an order that he purchased from online. Okay. And from there, we just shot it from there. I knew people who knew him. I asked like, "Hey, you single?" Whatever. He said he was, and it went from there. So those were the two times that I kind of let it be known that I was interested. But I knew they were interested because of the body language or because of the back and forth liking and emojis and stuff like that. So I think that if you can feel that it's a mutual feeling, then go ahead. Or even if you don't, it's okay. Like people go on Tinder and all
I think people are.
I'm not into those things, those apps. But I know people who have successful relationships from those type of things. I think
people are not. They don't slide in DMs because, like she said earlier, for fear of rejection. You can shoot your shot or whatever. But I think when you slide in somebody's DM, I think your mindset is like, oh my God. You hit that send button, and then what you get back is either you don't hear a response or, like she said, the rejection or whatever. And not saying like you're not worth it or you're not enough. It's just like, dang.
He ain't even gonna
respond back.
But you got to get to the point where it doesn't matter.
Sherelle said, "I'm a lady. LOL. I don't slide nobody's DM. That may be why I'm single."
She said that's why.
Oh, she gonna say that's why, Sherelle. Don't take that.
Because I'm just being honest. No, I'm just being real. Get out of your norm. That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes you have to get out of your normal rules. You know what I'm saying? Get out of that. I used to be like, I ain't never gonna date nobody off social media. I don't know these people. They weirdos. They creeps. And don't get me wrong. There is some guys that are weirdos and creeps.
That's right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's if you got a mutual friend and we got a mutual friend in common, and I know that they don't kick it with nobody that's crazy or whatever, and I didn't see y'all with each other. If I can
validate you outside,
if I can validate you with someone else, or because I'm the Google queen. I Google, I text, I screenshot, I send pictures, I go through your whole photo album from before you dated me. I don't play because I need to know what's going on. If Cleveland too small, I don't need nobody thinking that I'm trying to backdoor them or trying to steal their man or none of that because I ain't into that. Because
people love to think that.
So you know what I'm saying. So that's why I ask questions and I do what I need to do, like, you know what I'm saying, to find out the truth. But at the end of the day, I do think that if everything else you've been doing ain't been working, then you might need to try something different. And be okay with them either not responding or responding. I would rather do it and
not feel no regrets.
And then be like, okay, I did it. All they gonna say is yes or no.
That's it. And that's the truth. I guess it, like you said, it depends on the vibe that you get from people. I don't know that I would ever just be able to slide in somebody's DM that I don't know, that I've never met, or you know what I'm saying, I just think and just shoot my shot. I don't know that I'll be able to do that. And I commend men for being able, you know what I'm saying?
Men do it with no problem because that's expected of them.
It's expected of them.
Really?
It is. I think like my old school traditions, I just feel like a man knows what he wants to pursue.
I'm okay with doing the new.
You know?
Well, what's the new, Sherelle?
Sherelle said she okay with doing the new.
She said, I'm okay with doing the new. And then Sherlonda said, I've slid in a DM, but I knew him.
Yeah, so that's different. Like, if I know him, Or if I get a vibe from him where I feel like he may be feeling me, I might say something slick in your DM, you know what I'm saying, just to test the water. But I don't know that I would just.
Or if it's somebody
outright.
from back in the day that you used to talk to or whatever, but for whatever reason life happened, y'all went separate ways or whatever, I think that's okay too, to reach back out and just strike a conversation. It may not be like, hey, you single, but it could be like, hey, what you been up to? You know what I'm saying? Or how life's been treating you, whatever you want to say. And then let it go from there. You know what I'm saying? Give somebody the opportunity in that moment, because some guys are scared to approach women. Rejection as it goes the same way. I think we have to get out of that. I get that, you know, they say like, oh, a man should lead, and that is true. But sometimes initiating that conversation will then cause a man to lead from that point on.
I got you.
I want to say before you leave, I'm gonna read your statement in a minute, Shalonda. But thank you for being on our show. We love you. Please come back again, especially when we do the Black businesses for February.
Yeah,
I'm down. Just let me know when and where.
Please do.
Thank you so much.
I'm telling you.
You're welcome.
Please check out my brother Michi. Please. He is a beast.
Thank you.
Shoot your handles out there.
A beast at makeup. When I tell you, he's the baddest, one of the baddest makeup artists.
So you can go to, I'm on Facebook. If you want to go to my Facebook, hi everybody. If you want to go to my if you want to go to my Facebook, you can go to Demichi Czar, DMEECHICZAR is my handle on Facebook. My Instagram is face_Czar_artistry. And you'll see all my work and everything. I do rants every.
Portia says she needs you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She said she needs you in March for her anniversary.
Yeah. What number is this?
What number is it, Portia?
Oh yeah, I'm down. Just let me know when and where.
Portia has an Android, so it takes her a minute to get the number.
She ain't right.
Okay, Leah tagged you. She
7
years.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm definitely down. Just let me know, baby, and I'm there.
Michelle, we are on every other Sunday. We skipped 2 Sundays ago because it was bad outside and I just had a lot going on. But every other Sunday we come on.
I love you guys.
We love you too.
Love you
it was
too.
nice meeting you.
So see you soon.
Yes, ma'am.
He will be back on. So Shalonda said, but men flirt and have a woman. I need to know if you got a woman.
So check it.
You should have took one.
I'll slide in the DM.
You should have took one.
How much are they? I'll cash.
10.
You want me cash? I'll cash.
Yeah, 10. Whichever ones you want.
What's your put your cash up again. Wait, which one you have? Which ones you have on? You have one?
I got on Spike Beauty too.
We're having consults while we're
I'm sorry.
Hilarious.
But don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, wait a minute. I have an Android to Mama Veronica, and I type very fast. You have the updated version.
You know what? She played too much.
She need to leave this girl alone.
Oh, Freddie gonna say I have an iPhone. Thank you. Well, honey, you need to type faster.
Wait, I'm
but
Which
in all
one
seriousness,
so I could put it on my thing.
I don't know. This year, I'm coming out of my comfort zone and I'm stepping out of my box, and so I can give this plug. Coming March 13th. I don't know if Tabitha is still on here, but my sister Tabitha is having a singles Zoom March 13th. Tune in. It's going to be a panel. It's going to be phenomenal. I'm asking for guys to join in on this Zoom because it's for singles. And when I tell you, it's going to be very informative, very real, not churchy, but just real conversation. Singles, tune in March 13th. A flyer will be on my page, her page. You'll see it on social media, but you really want to tune in because I'm telling you, we got some good conversation for you. Oh yes. Wait a minute, I got some more people.
What they say?
I found out about his wife through social media.
Well, that's what I mean. You still got to do your research.
Yeah, you
You're not saying just jump in DMs and expect
he said
everything to
I
be
had
okay.
a guy trying to talk to me in person. We went to college together. He was a foreign exchange student with a whole
family.
Wife and 3 kids back home in Kenya. That should have been a red flag right there, baby. He was from Kenya.
You know
just
what?
playing.
You know that's serious. How we
I'm just joking. I don't know. I'm just joking. He can have been from around the corner, honey.
I mean, those things, those types of things.
But those are risks that we have to take.
But in dating, you're going to have to take risks. You'll have to do things outside of your norm. And, you know, sometimes you miss your blessing trying to put a certain rule together. Like, oh, I'm only going to talk to a guy for 30 days before I finally let him take me out. Oh, I'm not going to talk to a guy on social media. Oh, I'm not going to slide in his inbox. And then all the ones that is approaching you keep playing you. So
spinning you.
Switch it up. You know what I'm saying? The man could leave. We're not saying that if just because you slide in a person's DM and initiate a conversation. So you mean to tell me if you at the grocery store and you bump into a guy by accident because you're trying to get something off the shelf and you say, oh, I'm sorry, I was trying to grab this here. You've already initiated a conversation. So you feel from that point on the man ain't going to lead or ask you out on a date.
Because in the grocery store, I got to reach for something. Are you going to lead me?
You know what, bye, man.
You going to lead me?
No, I think...
After you give me this can off of here, honey, are you going to lead me?
I mean, I think you'll know whether or not if
I think that you have to allow women, just like you have to allow someone to see that they can trust you. You have to allow to let a man show you that he can lead you. So, you know what I'm saying? You thinking that a man initiating a conversation, a man who finds a wife finds a good thing. They didn't say that this man is out there searching.
God, my prayers are working. She's quoting scripture.
Oh, girl, shut up.
Hallelujah.
You're ridiculous. So, you know, it's not saying that, oh, the man, he's out here and he's just finding you. No, a man findeth the wife once he gets to know who you are as a woman. He finds the wife inside of you. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? That makes him wants to marry you. It's not saying that he saw the wife in you from the very beginning.
I got
he dated you. He found that in you.
Come on.
So now that's why he wants to marry you. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, if you didn't get a word today, Pastor Cashe she just gave it to you. Come on, he found it. Say that again. Say that again, honey, because you just broke that thing down.
No, I'm just saying that when the Bible says a man when he findeth the wife, he findeth a good thing. It's not saying that the man is automatically just gonna know off top that you're his wife. He has to get to know you first. He's not gonna know from scrolling on your picture. Oh, this is my wife right here. No, he has to date you. He has to peel the layers off you. You have to peel the layers off of him, and then he'll see. Okay, this is
glory, hallelujah.
Too much.
Please forgive her.
She is, honey. She done broke down the layers and everything. Oh, from sliding in the DMs.
But that's the point I'm making is
when I said that I didn't feel
you can go out with you can initiate a conversation. That don't mean that the man is not, that don't make him less of a man.
That's true.
Because some people are nervous just like you are. They don't know what to say. It'll be some guys you might be out somewhere and they don't even know what to say. They they stuck on their words or tongue tied because they don't know what to say. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay, and that's about learning how people are. Some people are public speakers.
Shalonda say dating is collecting data.
Yes.
It is for both parties.
Some people are speakers, some people are not. You have to learn you have to learn people's strong qualities. Speaking or starting a conversation may not be some people's strong suit.
Right.
So, especially if their job is mainly all day long working on a machine or doing something with their hands or something like that.
That social
if they're not talking, that's not there because all they used to doing on a routine basis is quietness and building. So that's all they know how to do.
Leah said, when is your ordination service? It will be on next Sunday.
Y'all can cut it out
the
at
7th. And
so
if all hearts and mind are clear.
Play too much.
You need to stop.
Mama, I'm telling you ever had a proud mom moment? I mean, I just had a proud mom moment because she just broke that thing down. I mean, he got to peel off the layers. He got to look inside. I mean, she just broke it down. She broke it down, and I thank God.
Oh my God.
For the breaking down.
You need to stop.
Mine must be so extra.
Yes, they be extra, but I thank both of my guests for coming on. Michi had to go, but I thank him for coming on, stepping out of his box. I thank Mel for coming on, stepping out of her box as well. We had a great time.
Yes, we had.
Great conversation. Thanks to everybody that tuned in.
We love you all.
On Facebook or Instagram or whichever platform, we thank you. Even when it gets played back on all platforms, we want to thank you for tuning in. We'll all say a motivational quote or statement before we end to do the checkout, and that's gonna be our episode 4 for 4.
Yeah, 4 for 4, and we're gonna let Mel start because she is our guest.
Okay,
be our guest. Be your guest.
Not Beauty and the Beast.
Be our guest.
I guess my motivational term would be do the work.
Ooh.
Yes.
And I mean that in every aspect of life. Do the work that's necessary for yourself to heal, to elevate, to manifest, to do whatever it is that you're doing. Be willing to do the work. This stuff is not easy. Healing is not an overnight process.
Yes.
But be prepared. Do the work. It can be done, and expect healing on the other end.
Yes.
Lift your hands.
I'm not playing with you.
Say yours, honey.
My motivational quote for you guys this week. In all that you do with excellence. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's watching. Whatever you do it in excellence. When you do it in excellence, you're going to see the elevation of your excellence. So this week, expect the unexpected, which means expect what has been expecting you. Whatever your goal is, whatever you've been praying for, expect it, but expect it with excellency. Okay?
Okay.
All right. On to Cashe. She's probably going to give us a whole word. Blessed. Come on.
Girl, first of all, no, I'm not. Stop doing that.
Okay. That's her. Oh, that's it.
Girl, no. If I had to say something for this week, it's quit playing and press the gas.
Come on.
Come on. Ooh, girl, I'm about to run all around this chair.
You need to stop it. She's not going to be on the next time because she wants to play. But really, when I seen that meme the other day, it just really stuck with me, and I wanted to share it with others. So quit playing and press the gas. Whatever it is, if you're supposed to be writing a book, write it. If you're supposed to be, traveling, travel. If you're supposed to be, out here dating, start dating. If you're, out here trying to build a business, build your business. If you want to start a podcast. Whatever it is that you need to do, stop playing and press the gas. Why keep playing with it? Get it started. Nothing can elevate or nothing can progress if it's never started. You have to start.
Yes.
And even if you fail, it doesn't mean that it's the end. It means that you have another chance to restart and reset.
Amen.
So that's my motivational quote. And I thank you all again for tuning in.
Leah
and what Leah say?
You can't put Mama off the show. You on the show because she pushed you out.
Oh God! You and Leah started the show together.
Lord, Leah, you about to have me go prostrate on.
Lord have mercy.
Then y'all started podcasting.
I'm gonna drink my tea.
She's drinking my cup out of my cup. That's first of all. Why you talking about drinking your tea? But anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you guys had a good time listening in on the Sipping Shop. Till next time.
In the voice of my auntie, I love you.